Today's game on KFJB-TV is brought to you by Assured Partners, Boy Scouts of America, Edward Jones, Agent Zach Wall, Embers Retirement Community, Honest Heating and Cooling, Jensen Ford, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Pence Appliance and TV, Wayward Social, Zeno's, Wandering Creek, Wells Fargo Advisors, Farm Bureau, Agent Austin Illum, Rainbow Car Wash, Laurel Diesel Services, Ken's Transmission, 5-Star Real Estate Group, Brown's Shoe Fit, Calvin Rocket, Ethington Heating and Cooling, Lily May Chocolates, Marshalltown YMCA YWCA. KFJB-TV, it's Bobcat Game Day Live.
It's Friday night, and there's no place I'd rather be. We're here at the newly renovated Leonard Field. I'm Dylan Doze here with KFJB-TV here in Bobcat Game Day Live. Here we are with Zach Tomesch. You may notice him as the stat guy, but he is now Zach, a sidekick. And who are we playing here tonight, Zach?
We got the Newton Cardinals here in town. It's homecoming. It is buzzing across the town. I'm still feeling it from the parade last night.
Last night, great parade. Zach and I were there, along with our very own Keith Stewart, down on street level, giving you great shots. But beyond that, we also had a coronation last night with Lydia Blevins being queen, and we had Salvador Ruiz being crowned the king, and really hope tonight that the Bobcats, who come in 0-3 against a 1-2 Newton team, that Newton team, the record doesn't look good. They lost to Norwalk, number 2 in the state in 4A. They lost to ADM, number 8 in the state. This is a feisty Cardinal team. What do you expect from them tonight?
I expect a lot of running the ball.
Yep.
Between the quarterback and the running back, and I expect a high-scoring game to happen.
And that's what we have. We have a lot of great things coming for you here on Bobcat Game Day Live. We will be able to do the radio scouting report. We'll have a talk with Coach Goodvin, along with leading up to the game. We'll have your scouting report from West Marshall, East Marshall, and a little bit deeper into Newton. But we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. Coming up next is the Radio Iowa Scouting Report, presented by your locally owned Rainbow Car Wash with 2 locations in Marshalltown. You're watching Bobcat Game Day Live here on KFJB-TV and listening on KFJB.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
It's Adventure On for Marshalltown Scouting. Adventures like backpacking, ziplining, rock climbing, canoeing, swimming, and more. Survival skills for a Scout's greatest adventure, life. Scouts give back to the community. Marshalltown Scouts have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community in our 70-plus year history. Scout leaders are highly trained in Screen. Parents are a huge part of Scouting, too. Scouting provides unique opportunities available nowhere else. To learn more about Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure On.
On KFJB-TV, it's Bobcat Game Day Live.
From From Radio Iowa Sports, this is the Scouting Report, an in-depth look at this week's prep and college games. Now from our studios in Des Moines, Todd Kim.
The Hawkeyes try to stay perfect at home against Western Michigan, while the Cyclones look to bounce back at Ohio. The Panthers bid for their first win at Idaho State, and Week 4 of the high school season includes a 1-versus-4 showdown in Class A. That and more on the Scouting Report.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
Iowa's offense has shown improvement over last season in a 2-0 start. That unit has scored 37 points in 2 games compared to a year ago with 10. But with the Big Ten race and a trip to Penn State looming, the offense needs to make strides as the Hawkeyes get set to host Western Michigan. After dealing with a quad injury the last month, quarterback Cade McNamara feels he's getting healthier. He's completing a shade under 57% of his passes. He would like that number to be higher.
It's a combination of a lot of things. Completion percentage has... it could be my footwork. It could be where the ball is going. It could be a lot of different things. I've had to throw the ball away maybe a couple more times than I would like to when I would usually scramble. But, yeah, I got to improve on that.
Iowa's about a 4-touchdown favorite in this one, but Coach Kirk Ferentz says all he has to do is point to the recent history of the series. The Broncos are 2-1 against Ferentz-coached Iowa teams.
A lot of talk about 200 the last couple days, and I could throw out a number 2 also, and that would be 2 as in losses to Western Michigan since I've been here. So kind of give a little perspective here about, what our chore is this week.
Western Michigan is 1-1 and coming off a 48-7 loss at Syracuse. It's a 2:40 kickoff in Kinnick Stadium. It'll be carried by the Big Ten Network. Iowa State coach Matt Campbell knows what it means for Ohio to host a Power 5 team Saturday. Campbell was the Toledo coach in 2015 when the Rockets hosted Iowa State, and they edged the Cyclones in overtime. ISU visits a Bobcat team that is 2-1 after a win at Florida Atlantic.
You're talking about one of the premier programs in the Mid-American Conference, a team that played in the Mid-American Conference championship game a year ago. Had they not lost their quarterback, last year for that game, who knows, played outstanding, played great in the bowl game. And then just honestly, as well coached of a football team, that I've seen coming out of the conference.
ISU won last year's matchup against Ohio 43-10 in Ames. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff. It'll be televised by ESPNU. There's a sense of urgency at UNI as the Panthers get set to visit Idaho State. UNI's 0-2 amid an avalanche of turnovers and quarterback sacks. Idaho State has thrown for nearly 700 yards in its first 2 games, and pass defense has been a weakness for UNI.
There's a lot to clean up and a lot to get done in the face of the game that they'll try to exploit, and as they should, because that's what's on film. And you're going to get exploited if it's on film. And we've been exposed. And the only way you clean that up is get better at what you do, because they're going to attack it in very similar ways.
That's Panther coach Mark Farley. Idaho State also off to an 0-2 start.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
The high school football season reaches the midway point after tonight in the smallest 4 classes, and district action is heating up. Linville-Sully moved to the top of the Radio Iowa poll in Class A this week, and the Hawks host 4th-ranked Madrid in a key District 6 clash. Chris Varney has a preview.
Madrid is led by junior quarterback Preston Wicker, who has thrown for 250 yards, run for 439. The Tigers lost to Linville-Sully last year, 36-14. Madrid head coach Brock Hinkle.
We want to go 1-0 every week, so this week obviously was we got to go 1-0 versus Linville this week, and they won the district last year. They made the state semifinals, played in the Unidome last year, and our kids know this is a big game.
Linville-Sully will be without their school's all-time leading rusher, Quarterdown Harder, who has a fractured fibula. But Landon Montgomery moved from quarterback to tailback last week and ran for 200 yards to lead the Hawks. Head coach Mike Parkinson.
They do a lot of things really well. They're able to run the ball. They can throw it too. And defensively, they're solid. They don't really give up much on defense. So we've got a lot of work to do, and we'll see. We've had a great week of practice, but certainly, this is going to be a big game. It's at our house, so we're excited about this opportunity.
Number 4 Madrid visits number 1 Linville-Sully. Both teams 3-0. For the Scouting Report, I'm Chris Varney.
Also in Class A tonight, it's 2nd-ranked Woodbury Central hosting Lamar's Galen. 3rd-ranked St. Ansgar is at home against Belmont Clemmy. There's a big game tonight in 8-player District 3 when 10th-ranked Lansing Key visits number 7 Don Bosco. Key High coach Chad Winters calls this a big opportunity for his team.
Anytime you want to win a district title or or home field advantage in playoffs, Don Bosco's in your district, it's going through Don Bosco. I mean, that's just reality. And I mean, they got one loss on the season, a very hard-fought game to the number 1 ranked team in the state in Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. So I mean, we got our hands full.
Also an 8-player tonight, top-rated Gladbrook-Rhinebeck is on the road at Dunkerton. 2A District 1, 10th-ranked Cherokee is at home against number 4 Western Christian. Kyle Jorgensen reports.
Both teams come in at 3-0, with the Cherokee Braves outscoring their opponents 143-44, and the Western Christian Wolfpack outscoring their opponents 101-6. Cherokee Braves head coach Tony Gunner on taking on Western Christian and what the Braves will need to do to get the victory.
You know, I just think we have to contain the quarterback, keep him in the pocket. Not a strong run game as far as I can tell, but we don't need him on the edge. He's a big, lanky guy that can run a little bit and throw. So we just need to contain him and do what we do best on offense, which is run the ball.
Head coach Travis Koima of Western Christian knows district play is going to be tough.
With our district, I think every Friday night from here on out is going to be big at all the different venues. It's just great for football, for high school football, to have these types of games and these types of opportunities to be able to just compete at a high level against an opponent that we know is playing really, really well and is really, really good. We're just excited for that opportunity.
I'm Kyle Jorgensen reporting for the Radio Iowa Scouting Report.
Also in Class 2A tonight, top-ranked Van Meter is on the road at Clarinda. Number 2 Central Lion George Little Rock visits Sheldon. Class 1A, there's one rated matchup. It finds 3rd-ranked Underwood on the road at 8th-rated AHSTW Avoca. Also, number 1 Grundy Center visits East Marshall, while 2nd-ranked MFL Marmac is on the road at Applington Parkersburg. This season, Bex is recognizing student athletes that are not just a star in athletics, but a player that shows heart in school, at work, through the community, and in the ag industry. Ethan Hushek of Springville credits FFA for providing skills he can use in all facets of his life.
Working with different people, just being able to be out there, communicate with people, giving me the communication skills to hopefully be successful for the rest of my life.
He plans to go to college and study animal ecology.
I'm thinking about double majoring in animal ecology and animal science, kind of give me that background that agriculture isn't just farming. It has the conservation side of animals, conservation of species in the wild as well.
Aaliyah Schmidt of Easton Valley had no interest in a future in agriculture until her high school FFA advisor convinced her to get involved.
I had the chance to go to National Convention that year too and just get really close to some of my classmates, and I've been highly involved till this day. I'm currently serving as the president, and I couldn't imagine my life without the agriculture that I have now.
Maddie Gibson of Nevada has grown up on a family farm and enjoys working with livestock.
I actually first lived on a feedlot for cattle, and then we moved to a smaller acreage where we have a lot of different animals, cows, horses, chickens, pigs. You name it, we have it.
Rebecca DeVries from PCM Monroe says her farm includes row crops and livestock. She's learned the value of hard work and time management.
Time management is super important with the lifestyle that I live. I volunteer with my church a lot, and I'm in home activities and, so sports and working on the farm and taking up time for myself and schoolwork. It's really hard, but I try my best.
Bex, players with heart.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
Class 4A 4th-ranked Adel ADM has a couple of goals this evening, bouncing back from its first loss of the season and overcoming a key injury. The Tigers host number 10 Norwalk. Dre Trotolitzi has a preview.
The Tigers are looking to bounce back after taking their first loss 38-31 of the season against the Class 4A powerhouse Lewis Central Titans. In the game, Aiden Flora put his team on his back by scoring 3 rushing touchdowns and only 28 carries, totaling for 334 yards. Usually Flora has his trusted tailback Brevin Dahl to help him carry the load, but unfortunately Dahl was injured late in the first quarter, resulting in him being unable to compete for the rest of the night. He will be out for the rest of the season with a forearm fracture. Speaking with Coach Randy Schrader on how they plan to attack the Norwalk Warriors, a team that is balanced on both sides of the ball.
You have to figure out a way to neutralize that. We're not going to change a lot offensively. We just do what we do and go from there and just try and get better at what we're doing. And defensively, the Hayden Fry concept when Coach Fry was at Iowa, you can either pressure or cover. So we've got to make a decision what we're going to do there and get better at either one, whatever we decide to do.
The game plan can always change as the Tigers are a team that well adjusts to the flow of the game. It is also homecoming week for the Tigers student athletes, and the ADM Tigers men's football team looks to celebrate the night with a home win. From the Raccoon Valley Radio Network, I'm Dre Trotolitzi.
That's one of 3 rated matchups in 4A. Top-ranked North Scott's on the road at number 7 Western Dubuque, while third-ranked Lewis Central visits number 6 Bondurant Farrar. Also, second-ranked Cedar Rapids Xavier is at Pella. Class 3A non-district play concludes as 6th-ranked Nevada visits number 9 Hampton Dumont Cal. John Mowinkle reports.
Hampton Dumont Cal head coach Cole Miller says the Cubs will challenge his team with a powerful offense.
They are tough, they're physical, they like to run the ball at you with their running back, with their quarterback. They have a big tight end who moves around at a fullback spot too and leads the whole. So I'm expecting a very, very physical football game.
The Bulldogs are led by senior dual threat quarterback Gavin Meter, whose 13 touchdowns are tied for the most in Class 3A. Cubs wide receiver Jacob Kunzerath is tied for the most receiving touchdowns in 3A, and teammate Jackson Burlage has the second most tackles in 3A. Miller says Nevada will get his team ready for district play.
There's a lot of exciting football to be played coming up down the road, and I think Nevada is going to be a good test for us. They're a tough football team. They run some stuff that our district runs offensively, defensively, so I think this will be a good preparation as well as a good test for us headed into that district.
Nevada held off a comeback effort for a 24-23 win at home when the teams met last year. For the Radio Iowa Scouting Report, I'm John Mowinkle, On The Go Media, Hampton, Parkersburg.
Also in 3A, top-ranked Williamsburg visits Fort Madison. It's number 2 Mount Vernon hosting Solon, while third-ranked Webster City's on the road at West Delaware. There are 3 rated matchups tonight in Class 5A. Top-ranked Southeast Polk hosts number 8 Ankeny Centennial. It's second-ranked Dowling Catholic at home against number 6 Waukee Northwest, while 5th-ranked Cedar Rapids Prairie pays a visit to 7th-rated Pleasant Valley. That's all for the Scouting Report.
Rainbow Car Wash has been in town over 40 years. New owners Brett and Kim Kennedy have been with Rainbow for more than 35 years, focusing on quality, cleanliness, and great customer service. Open 24 hours year-round with 2 convenient locations. Each location has 2 oversized truck bays to accommodate large vehicles. All bays except quarters. And for your convenience, newly installed credit, debit, Apple Pay, and Samsung Pay featuring Swipe or Tap to Pay, powerful vacuums, and a great selection of vending supplies. Follow us on Facebook at Rainbow Car Wash, LLC.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
On KFJB-TV, it's Bobcat Game Day Live.
And we're back here as the crowd starts to fill in here on Marshalltown High School Homecoming 2023 tonight, taking on the Newton Cardinals. Marshalltown sits at 0-3, but the offense started to gain its momentum last week with sophomore quarterback Jacob
Hayes.
Jacob Hayes, gosh darn it. Thank you. Zach's in here saving me already. Jacob Hayes with 3 touchdowns. But we know this game's in front of us here just in under an hour. But now let's take a look around the Iowa Alliance Conference and the state of Iowa. Presented by Brown Shoe Fit in Marshalltown. Lots of good games around the state. Many of them rivalries. And a rivalry starts down in Oskaloosa as Oskaloosa takes on Ottumwa. We will be driving down to Ottumwa. That wonderful drive down to Ottumwa next Friday night as that's Marshalltown's opponent. Waterloo West taking on Davenport North. We will be up at Waterloo West on September 29th. Ames takes on Des Moines Roosevelt. The next home game is actually Ames on October 6th. And then Waukee goes to Valley. Valley sits at 0-3, which is quite odd there for the Tigers. They will be visiting Marshalltown October 20th. A big top 10 matchup in Central Iowa. Ankeny Centennial takes on number 1 Southeast Polk. The Jaguars sit at number 10. But the rivalry, and this is a personal rivalry for me, Collins-Maxwell takes on Colonesco. If you're not from either of those schools, you don't know that's a big rivalry.
Makes sense.
Just to tell you how big of a rivalry that is, when I was at Colonesco 6th grade basketball game, I punched a kid coming down the lane from Collins-Maxwell. So
just because he was from Collins-Maxwell?
Just because he was from Collins-Maxwell. He now runs all athletic facilities for Duke University.
Well,
what games are you looking forward to, Zach?
Dylan, all I'm going to say, I'm going to start this off with, I'm glad that I met you when I did, because you were a grown adult at that point.
Little less feisty.
So going on, what else going on around Iowa? We've got Johnston taking on Ankeny. Iowa City West versus Iowa City High. That's always a tough rivalry there in Iowa City. Number 5, Cedar Rapids Jefferson is taking on Des Moines East. BCLUW against North Tama. And Glidden Ralston versus Baxter.
That's what we have going on around the state. Jeff Brooks back in the studio, as always, will be feeding us scores that we can pass along to you. But your area matchups are brought to you by Brown Shoe Fit with a wide variety of top quality shoes. Game Day Live on KFJB-TV and KFJB will come back here in just a couple moments.
Brown Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear. Choose from New Balance, On, Keen, Echo, and much more. Brown Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and European footwear, carrying multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff is available to give you a personalized experience and can find the right shoes for what you need. Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
On KFJB-TV, it's Bobcat Game Day Live.
Back in on Bobcat Game Day Live. I'm Zach Tomesch, and I'm going to start the West Marshall preview presented by Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken in State Center. Open Friday through Sunday, 4:30 to 8:30. So not only is it Marshalltown homecoming, it's homecoming for West Marshall as well. They're taking on Vinton-Shellsburg tonight. Both teams come into this game at 0-3. West Marshall played Hampton-Dumont Cal last week. They did not go well for them. It was 43-0 for them. They scored a total of 13 points this season. Where on the other side, the Vinton team, they've only scored 15 points this season. So it's not going to be a high-scoring game here, it looks like. But it's going to be two teams taking on, trying to get that first victory on the year. We'll see how the teams match up against one another. When it comes to passing on the season, that definitely leans to the West Marshall side. We got 401 yards in the air versus 35. So we'll see that happening. On the ground, it's a little more even, 259 to 103 in West Marshall's favor. And that game will be kicking off here just after 7 o'clock, about 7:30 over there for homecoming.
See if the Trojans can get that homecoming win.
Yes, it'd be great to get that first victory on the year for the West Marshall Trojans. That was your West Marshall preview presented by Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken in State Center. Open Friday through Sunday, 4:30 to 8:30.
Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken and West Marshall football have long been State Center traditions. And with all the changes in life, it seems like traditions are harder and harder to come by. While where you enjoy it might have changed, Bailey's commitment to delicious pizza and roasted chicken can still be found in every bite. Enjoy the local tradition of Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken, open Wednesday and Friday through Sunday, 4:30 to 8:30. Bailey's Pizza and Roasted Chicken in State Center, proud sponsors of West Marshall football.
The votes have been tallied and the people have spoken. Central Iowa's home comfort specialist, Honest Heating and Cooling, is honored to have been voted best of the best in HVAC by you and the Times Republican. As a thanks, Honest is offering a 10% off sale, 10% off diagnostics, 10 off tune-ups, 10 off ductwork renovation, 10% off full system upgrades. Offer valid through September. So thanks for voting for Honest Heating and Cooling, where you'll find Amana, America's brand for comfort. Honest.
On KFJB-TV, it's Bobcat Game Day Live.
Welcome back to Bobcat Game Day Live. I'm Dylan Doze. You're looking at the newly renovated bleachers at Leonard Cole Field. You see the big Zach Attack waving out the window. My hands are firmly in my hoodie because it's gotten chilly up here. It's a little bit breezy here tonight, but the crowd is starting to fill in. We are roughly 36 minutes from game time, but now it's time for your East Marshall preview presented by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. Last week's trip to Eddyville did not end the way the Mustangs wanted, as East Marshall narrowly missed their second victory of the season last Friday by losing 36-29 in a heartbreaker to Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. Say that 17 times at a medium pace.
I could do it 16 times, not 17.
Jacob Farrington, again, he a little bit erratic last week, completed 13 out of 30 passes, did get that one touchdown, but a lot of the work last week was on the shoulders of junior Drew Weeder, who turned out 140 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 16 touches at almost 10 yards a clip, and about every 5 times you're going into the end zone. That was a great game, best of the career from the junior Drew Weeder. This week, the Mustangs of East Marshall will be playing the role of David as they host the Goliath of Grundy County. The Grundy Center Spartans are the #1 team in Division 1A, and they have been an absolute defensive juggernaut, allowing less than 7 points per game. And they are not beating people like Our Lady of the Poor. They're not beating people that are not good at football. They're beating people like Dyke New Hartford. They're beating people like Applington Parkersburg. This Grundy Center Spartan team is an absolute powerhouse, and I would not be surprised if there is a lot of cheering coming back from the Unidome to Grundy Center this year. They're that kind of team. So for East Marshall to stick around with a chance at the upset, Drew Weeder is going to have to be even of a bigger deal, as other running back Connor Hassan is out. He's going to have to be better on last week on the offensive side, but also on that defensive side, because Grundy Center is going to try to pound the Mustangs. That defense is going to have to turn over the Spartans. They're going to have to score points on the special team side, defensive side. This is a big matchup for the Mustangs. It's the biggest test they've had to face so far to date. And as an alum, I am sure hoping those Mustangs can absolutely shock the world tonight. Can the Mustangs go to 2-2 and shock the state of Iowa with an upset of #1 Grundy Center, or will they fall to 1-3? That's been your East Marshall preview here on Bobcat Live, presented by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Can he get to him? Wade throws late over the middle of the field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they
do! With over 10,000 cars at our disposal, Jensen Ford...
Hold on. That's not really how we do things at Jensen Ford.
How about, it's never been a better time to buy a brand new...
Yeah, we don't really do that either. When you're ready to buy a car, we'll be ready to help.
Try this. We'll get you in and out faster than a speeding...
We don't do that either. At Jensen Ford, we'll take as much time as you need to find the right vehicle. We're not just moving cars, but we're building relationships.
Oh, maybe more of a... This is where your family buys their vehicles.
There you go. More like that.
This is the Countdown to Kickoff on your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
Welcome into the Countdown to Tip-Off here, or Kickoff, Tip-Off. I'm all ready for basketball.
You're ready to go.
It's time for the Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Dylan Doze along with Zach Tomesch. We got our producer, Todd Steinkamp, to my left. along with some great video work, and we even have a guest statistician in the box with us with elected official Jared Heil. You know, when Brandon goes to Colorado, I text my friend Jarrett, hey, do you want to do stats? And as long as his wife gives him the thumbs up, he's always good to come in. There you see the Bobcats warming up, white pants, blue tops. Bobcats made some strides last week, got 3 touchdowns in, but when the rubber met the road, they couldn't quite stop that Davenport North attack. What have you seen growing in the Bobcats last week?
I mean, it's really all Jacob Hayes and his improvement from 1 week. We saw him kind of come in late and then really kind of take control and handle the offense last week. It was his first varsity start. You know, this week he's got those first start nerves out of the way, those butterflies out. Maybe he can, you know, not throw the same amount of interceptions as he did touchdowns. Let's see 3 touchdowns and less interceptions tonight. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, last week he had those 3 touchdowns, 2 late picks. One was especially heartbreaking because the wheel route to one of his favorite people to connect with, Caleb Kusero, it was open. It was open, would have been 6, but they got pressure and hit Jacob's arm, and it just floated up, and it was picked off. But Bobcats made a lot of good strides. Again, it's going to come down to that line play today, especially against a very astute, very physical Newton Cardinals. As you're looking up here, you're looking at the Marshalltown High School dance team and cheerleaders there. It's really been an exciting week here in Marshalltown. A lot of excitement, not just for the new stadium, but also, of course, for homecoming this week as well. Zach said Jacob Hayes, big deal. I'm looking at the other side. Xavier Anderson, he got moved into the backup running back role, which actually was very good. Another weapon in offense by moving Jacob Hayes in the starting lineup. But you're also looking at Xavier Anderson. If the Bobcats are going to be successful here tonight, the linebackers on defense have to play with reckless abandon to stop that potent Newton running attack.
Dylan, you said it. You said Newton's physical. I think that's what this game comes down to. Who is more physical tonight? If the linebackers can come up, make that play for the Marshalltown Bobcats, I think they can slow down this team enough. But then on the flip side, I said it last night, we got to run the ball inside. I think it starts with Davis Ragland, but then Xavier Anderson too. If we can run the ball between the tackles, be physical with their defense, that'll give us the chance to take home the victory tonight.
That's going to have to be the difference. If the Bobcats are going to bow up and show some fight, it's going to have to be in the trenches. Otherwise, Newton Cardinals may do what they've done the last 2 years. Get across and get by Marshalltown to pick up a victory. Newton in the last 10 years, 5-4 on your Bobcats. Bobcats looking to reverse the trend. We're going to continue the countdown to kickoff here on KFJB and KFJB-TV right after this.
Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of 2 of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
This is the countdown to kickoff on your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
And there we are, filled with cheer and excitement as you see the Marshalltown cheerleaders here tonight. Getting ready, you got the fight song going. You see the new video board in the back. Lots of reasons to be excited here tonight. And at this point, you are going to get the tonight's scouting report on the Newton Cardinals presented by Century Plumbing. Newton Cardinals, as we said, sit at 1-2. They most recently came off a loss to number 2 Norwalk, 32-15. But when you just look at the final score, that's where you might have some misleading things, because here's the reality. Newton was up on Norwalk after 3 quarters. It came down to that fourth quarter where Norwalk was just able to blow that game open. But there is a lot to like with head coach Andy Swedenhelm's team. This is a team, we've mentioned it already in the pregame, that they can run the football. They're going to hit you. That defensive side, a little bit different. A lot of times it looks like a traditional 4-3 defense, but you're really going to see there is a lot of movement, almost if you're an Iowa fan or whatnot, that cash position. But Damian Smith, number 7, he will put his hand on the ground, but he'll also come back in coverage. He will utilize that sometimes to put his hand on the ground, and then he'll back off into pressure. Or he'll be standing up, and that's where he may look to blitz off of that. The Bobcats have to see it there. But when you flip it on the other side, no touchdown passes by Newton, but that does not mean that their quarterback has not been effective. Caleb Mattis, the senior quarterback, is 28 of 55, thrown it for 325, has had the predisposition to throw picks. He does have 3 on the year, but when he's on the ground, he's been electric. 48 rushes for almost at 5 yards a clip to almost 250 yards. But get this, he doesn't have 1 touchdown. He doesn't have 3 touchdowns. He doesn't have 4 touchdowns. He has 5 touchdowns rushing here. And if he's not going to pound you enough, it's going to be Cody Klein. The senior running back has 6 receptions, 89 yards, but on the ground, those 54 rushes, 249 yards, and 2 touchdowns. If the Bobcats are going to have a chance, it's going to be locking down Caleb Mattis and Cody Klein. Make the other people beat you. If they can keep the quarterback and the running back combo contained, Bobcats have a great shot here tonight to make the Bobcat fans happy and to go home with a homecoming victory. And that has been your pregame scouting report for the Newton Cardinals, presented by Century Plumbing, specializing in service plumbing in Marshalltown. We'll be right back with the Cat Connection. I promise you, it's the most hair that has ever been on the head of a host of a Cat Connection with our very own Zach Tomesch. And we'll be back with talk with some players on the Cat Connection, along with Coach Adam Goodvin. We continue the countdown to kickoff here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
When you need a plumber quickly, try Century Plumbing of Marshalltown. We specialize in service plumbing, not new construction or large remodels, so we get to our customers faster, from clogged drains to water heaters and everything in between. We can help with a guaranteed appointment and quality, efficient service. I'm Sarah, co-owner of Century Plumbing, and I'd love to book your appointment today. Call 641-750-0108. That's 641-750-0108.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to Marshalltown.org.
Welcome back into the countdown to kickoff. This is our Cat Connection, presented to you by Farm Bureau. Agent Austin Elam here in Marshalltown. I'm Zach Tomesch. I'm joined today with junior Lincoln Barker. Coming into homecoming here, Lincoln, you're going both ways this year. How does it feel to, never step off the field?
It gets a little tiring, but you just got to do what you got to do.
So you're playing both tight end and defensive end this year. You got your first sack on the season. How'd it feel to take down the quarterback?
Felt pretty good.
Yeah. So what would you say is kind of your strategy playing defensive end? Would you rather go get the quarterback, or would you rather kind of play that contain on run defense?
I think I'd rather do contain, but it really varies by week. Like every week, our defensive coordinator is telling us, you're a quarterback player, you're a running back player, and that week it was quarterback player.
So I see this week we got a scrambling quarterback, a pretty good running back. Are you on containment this week then?
Yep.
All right, and it's homecoming as well. So what do you have to do to kind of keep yourself not distracted with everything going on, parade, dance, all that stuff?
Just focus on the game. Game first.
All right. That's our Cat Connection presented by Farm Bureau Austin Elam, committed to the growth of rural and small communities.
Even if it's been years since you graduated, your college team is your team for life. Well, you can have a Farm Bureau agent for life, and auto, and home, and business insurance. Imagine that. One insurance agent for everything. It's that simple. So get a Farm Bureau agent for life.
Hi, this is Austin Elam with the Elam Agency. Give us a call, 641-691-3899.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company.
Why choose Marshalltown Community College for your education?
A quality education.
Hands-on career training.
Convenient on-campus living.
One-on-one attention from my instructors.
Earning my AA degree and transferring to university, all while saving money.
Why was MCC the right choice for me? The great student activities and the friends I met.
2 convenient locations and the option to take online classes.
The right choice is MCC.
Back in on the countdown to kickoff, we're joined with head coach Adam Goodvin for the Exterior Plus home remodeling, building relationships one customer at a time. Coach Goodvin, last week you had Jacob Hayes step in as a sophomore, starting in at quarterback. He throws 3 touchdowns in his first start. What are some other positive takeaways from his game last week?
I talked a little bit last week about how level-headed he is, which is probably the number one quality, in a quarterback that a coach looks for. But, he played well. He's going out there with a lot of confidence. Obviously, he also threw 3 interceptions and knows that we got to fix some things up. And, that wasn't only his fault. But, we had a good week of practice, and watching him improve has been a lot of fun.
So running back Tate Rang, he got loose a few times last year as a junior, hasn't quite gotten loose yet this season. What have you said to him, or what's kind of been his mindset here to try and shake free for maybe a big run?
It's just a matter of time. He's such a special athlete, and he's got a motor on him. He's going to keep at it every single play, and he's really consistent in practice with his work ethic. So it's a matter of time. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he continues to work hard.
So you've done a few end-arounds to try and get your athletes the ball in space here. Now, you bring in Jacob Hayes, and he throws 2 touchdown passes to Trayshawn Brooks last week, getting him out in the open. How does it feel to now have a quarterback to really get the ball out there to these athletes out in space?
It's special, with him at the quarterback position. We're also able to use Xavier at the running back position. So we're getting more athletes out there on the football field to make plays. And, as a coach, our offensive coaches, we're always thinking players, not plays. And, we're able to get a little creative with what we're doing and go from there.
So it's homecoming week. What do you say to the players here to, we're focused on the game. There wouldn't be a homecoming without football.
Yeah, that's kind of the main focus with what all this is, surrounded, or the game's surrounded by all these events and all the stuff going on this week. But, I don't think it's a huge distraction with what we're doing. Something I've learned in my time here. You hear a lot of coaches can get a little worrisome and maybe upset with all the distractions and things, but it's never been a huge issue for us. So I think we've had a solid week of practice, and we're ready to get back out there and compete.
All right, we'll have more with head coach Adam Goodvin breaking down the Newton Cardinals right after this.
My name's Lake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Back in on the countdown to kickoff with head coach Adam Goodvin. Talking a little bit about the Newton Cardinals. Last season, the Bobcats ended up losing a close one, 28-21. How do you feel about this year with the Cardinals coming to town?
They're another tough team. I don't think they took a step backwards from last year. I think they're very similar from what we can tell on film. It's still pretty early in the season, and we played them early in the year last year, and they were pretty tough. And it was definitely one we thought we should have came away with a win. But we learned from it, and we're ready to go this week.
Cody Klein, sophomore running back for the Cardinals. He's their leading rusher. He averages about 80 yards a game. What's your plan to slow him down here?
Well, I hope he's not a sophomore anymore. I think he's a senior this year. But man, he's a talented running back. He's and we saw it last year too. He's very shifty. Doesn't have that breakaway speed, but very good vision, and he's got a big line in front of him as well. So it's going to be tough for our defense to contain him.
Yeah, I just saw the S, so maybe I just put sophomore there for him. But the quarterback as well, he's a dual-threat quarterback. He's thrown for over 300 yards. He's got over 240 yards rushing. How do you contain something like that?
You can tell he's a smart player, another senior kid that's played a lot of football in his time. And, kind of what Lincoln said earlier, it's got to be contained. They're going to get some big chunk plays, but we got to limit those as much as possible.
So what's better, first game of the year or homecoming?
Probably first game of the year, man. After that long wait in the off season, it's the goosebumps are a little different week one. So,
well, good luck to you this week, Coach. That wraps up our coach's interview. Exterior Plus Home Remodeling, providing quality service on time, every time.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is brought to you by Assured Partners, power through partnership. Boy Scouts of America, Adventure On. Edward Jones, Zach Wall, your financial advisor in Marshalltown. Embers Retirement Community, independent living for active seniors. Honest Heating and Cooling, let the Honest team watch over your home's comfort 24/7.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field. They're just announcing the homecoming court. Just 12 incredible young men and women out there. Again, Lydia Blevins was awarded the queen, along with Salvador Ruiz being coronated as king. But these kids are fantastic. They're listing out all the things that they're a part of. I know even talking with Big Brothers Big Sisters coordinator Lynn Carroll, she said half of them, 6 of these students, including the homecoming queen, are bigs, which is a great thing to be able to give back. As we know, these seniors are great role models and really rock stars to the kids in the Marshalltown Community School District.
I mean, you can just see it as we're panning across here, all the different, you can see the different jerseys, the different uniforms, whether it's dance, cheerleading. You've got somebody that's in the front row, the student section here, all the different activities that these kids are involved with. It's incredible to see the great work that they do.
Yeah, and you will see there will be 4 different Bobcat players. You see Scott Smith along with his family. Corey Smith is not there with him, but Corey is in the homecoming court and a part of the football team. You see Rogelio Sarin, Caleb Kusaro, along with Jacob Gudith. All will be in this game tonight and key people for that. So just great opportunity for that. The weather for tonight, this is great football weather, great hoodie weather, or in Zach's case, just a straight up polo weather. But it's a little bit of sprinkles early. That's going to hold off, not affect whatsoever. A bit of a breeze, but we saw both Newton and Marshalltown be able to kick 45-yard field goals, seemingly with no real issues, so the weather is not going to play a factor. I don't anticipate, as it had happened a couple games ahead, I don't anticipate many cramping problems.
No, I do not. Not like we saw in those first couple weeks when it was just so incredibly hot. On that kicking point that you made, my senior year we switched from grass to turf just like we did over the summer here. I was the holder.
Okay.
All the kickers that I worked with loved the turf so much better. It was consistent. Didn't matter if you were on the 10-yard line, the 20-yard line, the 40-yard line. It was consistent for them. The grass is not being dug up. The field's not dug up. It's flat. It just makes kicking so much easier. So I think, as we continue throughout the season, Bobcats seem to always have a good kicker. We're going to see some long field goals.
Yeah, and that really gives Coach Goodvin, along with his staff, when that drive may kind of bottom out around that 25-yard line, and say it's a 4th and 8. Historically, at high school level, that means, you have to go for it because you're not going to be able to kick a 42-yard field goal. Well, that's actually not the case for the Bobcats. That's where they can get those points, those precious points that have been hard to come by, and able to get the points and move on. And with tonight's opponent, the Newton Cardinals, let's take a look at their starting offensive linemen, or offensive formation. You start there at quarterback, Caleb Mattis, the senior, 6'1", already said 5 touchdowns on the ground, has thrown for over 300 yards, no touchdowns, 3 picks. Cody Klein, he's a senior.
He is a senior. Little brother, though,
Little brother is a sophomore.
That's the C. Klein.
But Cody Klein at 250 yards rushing, about 5 yards a clip, and has scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. Nate Lampy has not done much of the wide receiver position, but on the first play of the game against Norwalk last week on a kickoff return, almost took it to the house, and Newton would score a play later. He's great on defense and a spark plug on offense. Curtis Payne and Chris Ergenbright as the other 2 receivers. They do not go 3 wide to throw it. They do it to run it. Tight end Eli Stewart, and across the front, they're big, they're strong, and they're physical. Drew Booth, number 78 at left tackle. Mitch Thayer, the left guard, number 54. Blake Schilling, 55, center, will also play defensive tackle on the other side. Thomas Stadelman, the right guard, number 59, and Jose Benitez rounds out the starting lineup at number 77 at right tackle. And on their defensive side, Nate Lampy, as we said, he has 3 interceptions on the year, so he's a playmaker all over the place. Number 29, safety Peyton Rosendahl. And then number 1, Trey Davidson at the left cornerback, Caden Rogers at the other cornerback, number 23. Eli Stewart, along with Caden Klein, Damian Smith, and Nate Milburn round out the linebacking crew. Again, Damian Smith will have his hand on the ground and play linebacker as well. Wyatt Weeder at defensive tackle, Blake Schilling at nose tackle, and Ben Brewer at the other defensive tackle. And then for your Marshalltown Bobcats, as Sandvik Enterprises Marshalltowns delivers for you, we will deliver the Marshalltown Bobcats starting lineup. On offense, the sophomore Jacob Hayes, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks last week, but looked pretty good. Xavier Anderson moves from receiving the hike to get it handed off to him. Number 1 is running back, along with Caleb Kusero at wing back, who Jacob Hayes loves to throw to. Corey Smith at 1 receiver, with the electric Trey Brooks at the other wide receiver. Davis Ragland, your key to the game is going to be at fullback. What he can do there is going to be important. Jackson Hinkle played great on the defensive side last week. The sophomore starts at left tackle. Owen Eaton, the junior, number 67 at left guard, and then the sophomore Max Reed, number 50 in the middle. Michael Narvaez is the right guard, and Tyrell French, the biggest guy on the line, is there at right tackle. And again, that's been Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown will deliver for you. And before I send you off, before kickoff, let's get that defensive side. Bobcats are going to need a defense if we're going to win. I can't cut that short.
Got to play defense.
The strength of the Bobcats is in that defensive backfield. Corey Smith, along with his brothers, will both play those safety positions. Trey Brooks and Rogelio Sarin will be the 2 cornerbacks. Tate Ring moves up from safety last year to be part of that linebacking crew. Number 5, Jacob Gudith in the middle. Number 14, and then you have Davis Ragland along with Xavier Anderson to round out that linebacking crew. Lincoln Barker had his best game of the year on the defensive side, the lanky defensive end, number 87. Owen Eaton's the man in the middle, number 67. He will lawn dart kids. He is incredibly strong. We need a big game out of him, and then Michael Narve will round it out at defensive end. And that is your starting lineups. When we come back, we will have the countdown to kickoff. We'll be ready to kick the ball off and start this game off as Marshalltown, for their homecoming opponent, takes on Newton. When we come back, the countdown to kickoff will then turn to the kickoff here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
As the saying goes, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Brings got a little bit of a seam, gets outside the hash marks at the 40, 50, he might go all the way, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Tate Rank.
Now you may be asking, what's the new beginning really look like?
Up fakes, rolls out near side, passing, and it's picked. Trayshawn Brooks has it at the 10, he's going to bring it back.
It looks like this.
And the Marshalltown Bobcats marching band just finishing up a stirring rendition of the national anthem. And I'll say it, I'm biased. I'm a band dad.
You are?
I'm a band dad, so I am most impressed, of course, by the wonderful baritone sax right at midfield with my sophomore son, Ian Does. Very proud of him. Everyone else did great as well, but, you know, a little bit more of that parental pride comes up. You look at the Bobcats over here underneath the east end zone. They are lined up, getting ready to rock and roll and get this one as Trey Brooks and Xavier Anderson will lead them running out here. Get a shot of this here.
I'm glad to see Xavier is still one of the leaders on the team. They take him out of that quarterback role, which is kind of the natural leader of a football team, but he's still out there. He's going to be leading the Bobcats out tonight on homecoming.
Yeah, Xavier is such an important part on that defensive side. A little bit less of having to think through all the playbooks and just being able to get the football and run with it is a really big deal. So we'll be calling his name quite a bit. Well, I know we're going to be calling number 3's name quite a bit, Trey Brooks.
I hope to get tired of calling their name tonight as they're scoring touchdowns for the Bobcats. It's going to be I truly think it's going to be a high-flying, high-scoring game here tonight.
Yeah, and last week you had the added energy of it being the first week in a new stadium. This week you have the added energy of homecoming and a rivalry. Nothing's better than a homecoming night except for when you combine it with a rivalry. You have both here tonight. Bobcats are lined up in their blue tops, white bottoms. Newton's got white all around with the red cardinal on the helmet. Now we got the banners waving. They're getting ready. Zach's actually doing the same thing up here in the studio. It's amazing. He's in rhythm and everything.
You just got to be part of the team here, Dylan. This is my one shot, one opportunity. Seize the moment.
That's right. Troy Polamalu type hair flowing in the wind.
This team looks like they're ready to go here.
And if you are at home and if you've had a hip replacement or anything, don't try that at home. Here come the Bobcats ready to rock and roll. They're ready to get that first win of the year, make Newton go 1-3. Bobcats look to go 1-3, and they are fired up for a great opportunity to get this one here tonight. As the Bobcats are looking to go 1-3 here tonight again, as Newton 1-2 looking to even up their record as you get ready for kickoff.
Looks like the stands over on our side pretty full. Newton, they had a good crowd come up as well for this evening. Should be a rocking time here at Leonard Cole Field. We got another minute and a half here before kickoff starts. They're getting ready, though. We got our team, our special teams there huddled on the field. Would imagine, since they're on the 35, that the Bobcats will be kicking off here, would be my guess.
And before we go, I think usually I get the keys to victory, but I have handed them off. As Brandon has bestowed the headset on me, we're bestowing it upon you. So let's get to Zach's keys of the game.
Yeah, so it's homecoming week for the Marshalltown Bobcats, so let's have a block party. Like we've been saying all last night and tonight, it's going to come down to the trenches. If we can run the ball between the tackles, it's going to open up space on the outside for our athletes. So it's got to be a block party with our offensive line. They got to show up tonight to make that happen. For the Newton Cardinals, no fly zone. All right, so we don't want them to beat us up through the air. All right, we got to contain them. We got to contain the quarterback, contain the running back. Both of them average about 160 yards together on the ground. So we got to make sure that the Newton Cardinals, they don't take off on us tonight, and they're not flying away from this game, all right?
And as we know, this is what I'm going to say. You're a newsman, Zach. Brandon's out there. See, this is what happens. When Brandon goes away, he's going to get to meet Prime tomorrow. At least in his head, that's what he's hoping happen, as Colorado has a big matchup against the Rams of Colorado State. You saw Iowa alum Jay Norville, the head coach of Colorado State, talk a little bit of smack.
Yeah, just a little.
I will say the funniest meme I've seen is somebody posted Jay Norvell in a press conference with his visor on for every place he's ever coached, talking about, I take my hat off, but I guess it doesn't count if you have a visor because the top is already taken off, so you can wear a visor anywhere.
Sure. I guess I don't know the rules between hats and visors. I'm not really much of a hat guy. The hair. Once I started growing it out, my head grew in about three sizes, so I had to get all new hats, so I just said, nope. Not buying new hats anymore. So
it looks like Marshalltown will receive. They will be going west to east, left to right on your radio dial as Newton seeks to kick off here. And this is brought to you, the kickoff is brought to you by 5 Star Realty. Buy, sell, love Marshalltown with Kristen Pauley and the 5 Star team online at 5starhometeam.com. Actually, the Bobcats will be kicking off. That's Luis Monge will kick it off. Again, I love this story because I was at practice and Goodman was talking. Coach Goodman was like, yeah, I've got this kid in the homeroom that I'm trying to get out to help us kick, and this kid can kick it. And they go with a short kick, and it's fielded by the up man, and that's going to put Newton in great position. Not exactly sure. Looked like they were trying to catch Newton off guard.
They're trying to be the New Orleans Saints is what they're trying to do right now.
They were like, you know what, we're going to surprise them. Sadly, it did not surprise them, and the Bobcats find themselves on the defensive side right at midfield.
Starting right there, the Cardinals will have the ball in the 46.
Caleb Mattis sitting in the pistol, single back to the right. Looks back to go to pass, throws it out into the corner, and that's going to be
Finn Martin.
Finn Martin. Finn Martin is a sophomore who's hauled in 8 passes this year, quickly gets an 8-yard route, and it's going to be about a 6-yard route. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Finn Martin is the leading receiver for the Newton Cardinals. Just got 2 more receptions and about 100 more yards than their running back, Cody Klein.
And here comes the Bobcats. Great. Xavier Anderson goes out of his grasp. Klein gets to the edge. And, just almost broke it. Kyle Smith, the sophomore safety, just got a hand on him.
So we saw there Xavier get into the backfield right away, but didn't wrap up. He tried to arm tackle him there, didn't hit him with his body. So we got to make sure we're wrapping up. Gang tackling tonight is what's going to beat these Cardinals.
That was a huge run by Cody Klein off the right side. Again, back in the pistol. Cody Klein now on the near side, set up single back. Handoff up the middle, runs right behind the center, and it's going to be a gang tackle led by Davis Ragland. It looks like
about 3.5, 4 yards there.
Michael Narvaez was a part of that as well. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Bobcats on the heel. Newton has it on the 31. 11 minutes left here in the first quarter. Barking out the signal. Mattis looks to throw it again. Tunnel screen.
Get on that.
Xavier Anderson read it perfectly, but it was skipped to Curtis Payne. Mattis with short arm throw there. Now it's 3rd and 6. Bobcats have a chance to get off the field here.
I thought that could have been a backwards pass there. That's why I wanted the Bobcats to hop on it. Luckily, they did grab it, but no instant replay tonight.
Mattis fakes the handoff now, pulls it back, throws, and that's going to be 6. It's RPO play action to Chris Ergenbright, and that's 6 for Newton. That was quick, that was fast, that was painful. Newton's up 6-0 with just 71 seconds into this game.
Here's a replay for you. They bit on the fake, and you can see there right in the middle, there was no safety help over the top. They got sucked down by that play action.
And Chris Lawson will come in to kick. Number 16, Chris Lawson. Again, a quick strike, not what you wanted for the Bobcats.
Not what we needed to see. It's our defensive back. They're our strong suit, so to see him get burned there right away.
And that's going to split the uprights. That makes it 7-0. Bobcats down. When we come back, see if the Bobcats can return the favor. Bobcats down 7-0, just 71 seconds into this one. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
And then we've got the Kickoff, 5-star real estate kickoff. Kickoff presented by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown. Online at 5starhometeam.com. And a return just up over the 15 from Tate Ring. Bobcats are going to start at their own 17. Let's see if the Bobcats, what they can do. Last week they did find that they could throw it, they could run it a little bit, but one thing you did see is it kind of got predictable. First couple plays, first down, second down, a lot of runs, and then it would be 3rd and long, and they were able to pin their ears back, and as the game went on, a lot more pressure came Jacob Hayes' way.
Yeah, so like we said, let's see if this block party gets started for the offense here. What's going to come down to is what happens in the trenches tonight.
Pistol set, trips in the backfield. Fake handoff to Ring, pass over to Caleb Kusero. Kusero's going to pick up 5 yards, about 4.5 yards. Really found that he loved Caleb Kusero in that short game.
Yes, he did, and Kusero should see a lot of catches out there in the flat, see what he can do with the ball. Again, getting these athletes the ball in space. That's what we need to do, especially when you've got a kind of a young offensive line that we've got here. So Bobcats break the huddle.
Bobcats breaking the huddle. Now twin backs here. Jacob Hayes, he's got Davis Ragland to the left, Tate Ring behind him. Looks to throw it, sidearm to Tate Ring, gets blocked, and then Ring gets it.
Ball gets tipped there, but Rang is still able to make the adjustment, snag the ball there. Actually gets about a yard, makes something out of nothing. Could have been a lot worse than how that turned out.
Yeah, one of the big things that you see there with the Bobcats is with Jacob's throwing style, he goes sidearm, and that was all from that sidearm. If he could go over top, might have been able to get to that second level, but good start so far. It's 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4. Bobcats have 3 wide, 2 to the near side, Trey Brooks to the top side. He's single coverage on that top side. Caleb Kusko goes into motion, handoff on 3rd and 4, and it's going to be 4th and 6. Bobcats lose 2 as Tate Ring is bottled up. Actually going to be more like a loss of 1 half-yard or so, and that'll bring out the punt team.
Interesting. They pass on 1st and 2nd down and run on 3rd down. Maybe trying to be a little unpredictable here, but
yeah, I always like when Trey's got that one-on-one coverage. At least look, Caleb Kusero's back to punt. He has not punted all year, and that I just would watch that. Bobcats have almost gets, and they're going to whistle this dead. I think they're going to call a false start. Yeah, that's going to be a false start on the Bobcats, and they may be saved by that. That almost got blocked.
Right, but he almost got hit as well, which running into the kicker, that could give you a first down there for the Bobcats.
Well, instead it's going to be 4th and just over 10 as the Bobcats could not get anything going on their first drive, and with 8:41 left to go in the first, bad snap. Kusero gets it blocked, and again, Newton's going to have the ball at the 5-yard line. This has been a cornucopia of mistakes in the punting game this year. That is the 4th punt that I think either has been here we see as a high snap, and he put it down, and just so much pressure by Newton. Bobcats have had 2 punt block, 2 snaps go over the head, which resulted in no punt. This has really been a damaging part of the Bobcats so far.
Yeah, we had 3 snaps go over a punter's head against Jefferson. Looks like we had 2 block punts against Davenport North last week as well.
And Newton's under center, handoff up off the right side, and that is going to be in for the touchdown. Eli Stewart just rumbles in for 6, and we're just 3.5 minutes into this game. It's already 13-0. Bobcats have got to really find something in to be able to move this football. You see the replay just off the right tackle, and then they just wanted it more. Linebacker held him in the hole, but they're able to get over as Eli Miller gets touchdown number 1 tonight. Bobcats down 13-0, seeing if they can make it 14-0. Low snap, good hold, kicks through. It's 14-0 before you even blink.
Yeah, that's a tough way to start this game here. The Bobcats, hey coach, we gotta rally them together here. There's a lot of football left to be played tonight. We're only 8:23 left in the first.
And with 8:23 left to go in the first, Bobcats find themselves down 14-0. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
Sign up now for the Bowling League at Wayward Social in Marshalltown. So enjoy that like you did so many times in the past. Also enjoy their outdoor patio, Gutter Point Patio and Bar for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. Daily lunch specials each Tuesday through Friday. Happy hours from 3 to 6 p.m. Also Tuesday through Friday. It's a great place to meet your friends after work. Whether it's bowling, dining, the arcade, or your favorite beverage, Wayward Social is the place for you on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
And kickoff brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown, your home team advantage. Kickoff goes into the end zone. Bobcats will start their second drive from the 20. Look, here's sophomore Jacob Hayes. 3 touchdowns last week along with 3 interceptions. See if the Bobcats can do something. Jacob Hayes in that first drive was 2 for 2 for 6 yards, but Bobcats were unable to get a first down and ultimately got their punt blocked, resulting in a quick Newton touchdown.
Well, when you start on the 6-yard line, you better be punching it in quick.
Jacob Hayes turns around, hands it off to Tate Ring. Ring looks to bounce it off the right side, but nothing doing as Newton swarmed on the defense just nothing going.
That was group tackling if I've ever seen it there. That's where you get one hand on the ball carrier and the rest of the team comes to help.
Bobcats looking to make something happen here. They're huddling up. Jacob Hayes looks at his wristband, seeing what they want to call.
You know, I'm not seeing Corey Smith out here at all today.
Corey Smith, I have not seen Corey Smith playing at all. So Kyle Smith's on the high side. Caleb Kusero fumbles the football. It was a jet sweep, and Caleb Kusero just didn't take the ball with him. Bobcats are really struggling here tonight just to do some simple handoffs, simple things like that.
Yeah, can't get a punt off on the first one. Here's the replay. It's just a bad exchange. It almost kind of seemed like, did Caleb know he was going to get it there?
And it definitely a mistake there in the handoff. Bobcats, you can't keep compounding mistakes. Bobcats go 3 wides, 2 in the backfield. Davis Ragland to the right of Hayes with Tate Ring in the backfield.
Looks to his left.
Gets Trey Brooks. Brooks with a big reception gets 7 yards on that. Bobcats go to 4th down and 8 to go.
The good thing on that play there, Trey took a shot right when he caught the ball. He held on to it. It's always nice to see that your receivers are willing to go over the middle and take a shot, risk their body for the play.
Yeah, Corey Smith is not playing tonight, but we see Caleb Kusero punting. Lewis Monge actually punted when Corey got dinged up a couple weeks ago, but now it will be senior Caleb Kusero.
Yeah, I wondered after we didn't see him there.
Wonderful quick punt. He's able to get him back, but here on the run around the right side, Nate Lampy is just screaming through the Bobcats, and Davis Ragland is able to hit him, but not until he gets to the 26-yard line. That is a 35, almost 40-yard punt return. Good punt by Kusero, but that low line drive enabled Lampy to get a running head start. And the Bobcats wrote up the worst way this could start, and it would look a lot like the way it's playing out right now. Bobcats are reeling, down 14-0. Newton has started at their own 48, at the 5, the Bobcats 5, and now the Bobcats 24. Great field position for the Cardinals. Mattis barking out the signals, turns around, hands it off to Klein. Klein hops over and couldn't quite get past his own left tackle, Drew Booth. He tripped over the tree trunk legs of Booth. It will bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, the Bobcats here, we got to get gang tackling. Once one hand gets on the ball carrier, everybody else has got to follow. That's how we're going to stop both the running back and the quarterback.
Hand off to Klein again. Klein tiptoes and then jump cuts to the left and almost picks up. Looks like he's going to pick up about 7.5 yards, and it's going to be right at the 15. It's going to be 3rd and about a half a yard for the Cardinals. As Sam Griesel comes running off the field, Bobcats running that 3-4 defense. As fake handoff now. Great play by Rogelio Sarin, is able to knock it away from Curtis Payne, and that brings up 4th down. When I'm thinking that play-action play call, they scored a touchdown on that earlier. They ran it from the near side, this time from the far side. But looking that Newton's definitely going to be going for this at 4th and 1 yard at the Bobcats 15.
Yeah, I guess, 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Take the risk. You're up 14 points. The Bobcats get a stop here. That'd be huge.
Bobcats showing blitz. Run by Mattis. Mattis is going to pick up the 1st down, and he's going to be brought down by, I believe, Xavier Anderson is from his linebacking crew is able to pick him up. And now Caleb Kusero sprints off as junior Sam Griesel's brought in. Newton has 2 wide, both on this near side. Mattis in the pistol with Klein just over to his right. Now they
shift both tight ends to the opposite side.
Handoff left side to Klein. Klein comes back in and is able to get down to about the 7-yard line, tackled again by Davis Ragland and company.
About a 3-yard gain there for Klein. He's just chipping away here today. He's got 5 carries already and about 28 yards.
Newton averaging about 20 points a game offensively. They're looking to match that and exceed that here in the first quarter. Handoff to Klein. Klein gets busted up, but able to keep his feet and score. Oh my goodness, Lincoln Barker and Ignacio Macias were in the backfield, but Klein kept his feet and was able to scamper for 6-7-yard touchdown. Bobcats down big with less than 8 minutes into this game.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the Bobcats. Not the way you want to start, especially a homecoming match. You saw that right there. They were in the backfield. We got to wrap up.
And the extra point is up, and it is good. Bobcats, not what you want to hear, not what you want to see. Bobcats on homecoming week are down big early with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. Bobcats down 21-0. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB and KFJB-TV. And this kickoff brought to you on KFJB is presented by 5-Star Real Estate Group. Buy, sell, love Marshalltown with Kristen Polly and 5-Star Team online at 5starhometeam.com. Tate Ring, stutter step, gets back to the 15, maybe 16-yard line. Bobcats have 0 first downs. Newton has 3 touchdowns. That's how you find yourself down 8 minutes into this game, 21-0. Bobcats have to figure out, have to find something happening. Jacob Hayes is 3 for 3, but he's only for 12 yards. We've been noticing here, Owen Eaton's also not playing. He has been over this trash can here, and it looks like his stomach is upset. He is not feeling well. So he is out of the game, the best blocker for the Bobcats. A little slant pattern gets it to Trey Brooks, is able to get 11, 12 yards. Bobcats have found their matchup.
We got to take advantage of this. Trey is not afraid to get hit. He is willing to put his body on the line there. Takes another shot right when the ball gets there. Here we can see this. Hayes just looks immediately to the left, hits Trey, shakes off that first tackle right when the ball gets there.
And that's where, really from a Newton perspective, Trey's the one that can blow the top off on you, so you have to respect his speed, which makes that little slant or that button hook, whatever you want to do, that stop-start on that outside makes it very, very effective. Kyle Smith is on the near side. Trey Brooks split out to the far side. A trio of running backs as Jacob Hayes again drops back to pass and had Trey Brooks across the middle, but kind of gator-armed it and falls short.
I don't blame him. He was surrounded by white jerseys right there. He was probably about to take another shot. That would have been 3 for 3 on his catches.
It's 2nd down and 10. Again, the Bobcats just picking up their first down. Jacob Hayes 4 of 5 for 24 yards. Trey Brooks has 2 catches for 19. 2 backs, Davis Ragland to the right, Tate Ring in the back. It's going to be a reverse to Trey Brooks. Brooks tries to get to the edge. It's stretched out. Great job by Newton. They were able to stretch out that defensively where he was brought down and tackled by number 12 for Newton.
There's not very many times where Trayshawn Brooks can't find that crease, and Newton did not allow him to find that there by the sideline and forced him out of bounds.
Jackson Nichols with a great defensive play, but that was all on all of Newton as they extended that play to the sideline.
My high school was known for the reverse. We called it the rumble.
Well, I'm ready for a rumble to the end zone as Jacob Hayes, little screen pass to Tate Ring. Ring gets a little bit of a block from Trey Brooks. Trey's good. He can't block 6, but the Bobcats are able to get it get about 6-7 yards on that screen play. We'll bring up 4th down. I think the Bobcats are going to go for it.
I was just about to ask you, what do you do here? I say go for it because you punted it last time. They started closer than the...
Our punts have gone backwards both times. One through a block, the other one through a net negative return. So Bobcats, Trey Brooks near side. Short side is Caleb Kusero, Kyle Smith. And that's going to be offsides.
There you go.
Great job by Jacob Hayes. Immediately, the Newton Cardinals, as number 75, Colby Ravel, knew he was offside, just put both hands on his helmet. He's like, doggone it. When you're down 21-0, you'll take a first down any way you can get it.
That's right. Well, when you're up 21-0, you'll take a first down any way you can get it too.
First downs, everyone's a fan. I will get that. Bobcats are at the 41, starting to move the football, back-to-back first downs. Oh, looked like Caleb might have got going a little bit quickly, but no flags. Handoff to Ring. Ring has had no chance.
Bottled up all night. He's got probably about -8 now rushing tonight.
Yeah, Tate has not had any push. And, again, we talk about Owen Eaton he's suited up, he started, but it looks like he got sick, and he's kind of the mainstay of that offensive line. He's kind of the meat grinder. He's the feisty one. He's the strength. And without him on there, it just makes an already thin offensive line that much thinner.
Yes, he has not moved from that trash can this entire drive.
Bobcats, Caleb Kusero, Kyle Smith, far side. Jacob looks that way. Now he's running, looking to throw, gets it out on the run, and overthrows Caleb Kusero. Hayes did a good job of eluding pressure, but could not drop it in the bucket. As the Bobcats, it brings up 3rd and 12.
I'm sure Coach Goodvin is telling him to stay in the pocket as long as he can, but he is quick. You can see him rolling out here on this replay. He feels the pressure. He's got some wheels on him, and he's got one heck of an arm to make that throw. He does not really square up his shoulders at all, and he's running the wrong way to make that throw as a righty.
Jacob Hayes single back. 4 wide for the Bobcats, just straight back, flips the ball, absolutely no time whatsoever as Nate Milburn picks up his 3rd tackle for loss, 1st sack of the year, and Bobcats are going to be forced to punt yet again. Here with 18 now, clock still ticking. That will probably be the final play of the first quarter as you see this, just a straight blitz from Milburn and nothing the sophomore could do.
He came right up the gut. He was right in his face the second Jacob hit on the backdrop there.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. It's homecoming, but it's not home cooking. Bobcats down 21-0. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing and getting it to him. Wade throws late over the middle of the field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
And we're back. Bobcats find themselves down 21-0 to begin the second. Real quickly, we'll have a regional scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank.
Yeah, going through around Iowa here. You got Waukee against Des Moines Valley. Waukee up 14-0. Grundy Center leads East Marshall 41-0. And Vinton-Shellsburg now leads West Marshall 21-7.
And Kusero punts that off the side of his foot. That's going to end up being about a 7-yard punt. Bobcats kicking game is in shambles a little bit here with the starting punter Corey Smith not playing here tonight, and that will set up Newton again with great field position. Not to belabor the point, but Newton started on their own 48. then they started on the Bobcats 5, then they started on the Bobcats 24, and now they've started on the Bobcats 37. I'm saying Bobcats too many times without the Bobcats having the ball in those situations.
That is true.
Newton's got trips to the far side, single back, Klein on the single back, Mattis barking out the orders, flips the football, looking deep, gets it to the under, and it is just dropped.
He was wide open.
Wide open. Riley Treese was wide open. The 6'1 junior could not haul it in. Bobcats get a break. 2nd down and 10 at the 37 for the Newton Cardinals.
They get a big pass play in that first drive. No Corey Smith at the safety position. Another receiver open there. Without him,
Treese comes in with the little jet sweeps, able to break one tackle, but he can't break the sophomore Nick Wise. Nick Wise, built low to the ground, 140 pounds, maybe soaking wet, but uses that wrestler mentality to wrestle him down. It's 3rd and 8. Bobcats have a great chance to get the ball back here.
Let's see if they can make another stop right here. That would be a good momentum swing to start the second quarter.
Mattis has Klein, single back, 3 to the far side, 1 near side. Looking deep, gets the under route. Treese almost makes a miraculous catch, but I don't think Mattis saw Davis Ragland right underneath. Ragland almost got a pick there, and it'll bring up 4th down. It'll be 4th and 8 from the 35. It looks like I think Newton's going to go for it.
Yep.
You're kind of in no man's land. You're in no man's land. You're not going to kick a 52-yarder. You're at the 35. You don't want to punt it. And I would agree with this. All right, they've got a wing back top side, 2 wide receivers top side. He's looking back to the other way, and that's going to be almost picked off.
Good break. What a break by Rogelio Sarin.
Rogelio was about 1 foot away from 6 points for the Bobcats, but Bobcats get it back. We see some fight. You see it right here.
Yeah, you can watch him make the break on this right there. Comes in, knocks it out. What a play.
Mattis has been a little fast and loose with the football on that drive. So the Bobcats, if they can get some momentum going, Mattis has thrown picks in the past. Get a turnover from Newton. You're back into this game with still 11 minutes to go in the first half. Jacob Hayes pitch to Tate Ring topside. Ring has no chance. No chance. There is absolutely no blocks happening in the run game.
That's tough. Rang has had more rushes for negative yards than positive yards this evening.
It is one of those. It's like when you're home and somebody came to your house, but you were upstairs and didn't hear them, and you walk downstairs and you're surprised they're there. That's the backfield here tonight. Tate Ring has had unwanted guests the moment he opens the door.
Yes. Yeah, sounds like my college house, to be honest with you. I never knew who was in the living room.
It's 2nd and 17. Bobcats are going the wrong way. Hayes turns around, play action pass, gets it to the flat, and he's going to just overthrow Caleb Kusero. That has been Hayes' favorite target in that little play action rollout game, but it was best he overthrew him because Caleb Kusero was wearing a cape, and the cape was wearing a Newton Cardinals jersey.
Yeah, he was draped over top of him there right when he caught the ball. I'm sure Newton would have been right there to gang tackle. That's kind of been their MO tonight. So once one person gets their hand on the ball carrier, it seems like 4 or 5 just show up right away out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's like they're spawning on the field almost.
It is. It's for those in their 40s. It's like when gremlins get wet at night.
Hey, I'm 30. I got that one.
Hayes step back, gets some pressure, almost knocked away. Almost a great play
by Wyatt Weeder.
It was Wyatt Weeder. Just a great play, and Tate almost got another reception off the bounce, but the Bobcats quickly have to punt it away again. And this is really where one of the biggest issues has been, is Bobcats turn the ball over or have to give it back, and the punts have been basically turnovers.
Yeah, we have not seen much. We had net 7 on the last one. Here we go. Good kick here by Kusero.
and that's not going to get returned. That's the best kick of the night and will be the worst field position for the Newton Cardinals. When we come back, they'll start from their own 44-yard line. There's 10:09 left to go in the second quarter. Your Bobcats are down 21-0. You're listening to Bobcat Football on KFJB. You're watching on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
And just miss a 24-yard pickup to Nate Lampy from Caleb Mattis in the air. Huge pickup. Newton is rolling again. Mattis has two receivers on the near side, fakes the handoff, and then flips it out to the tight end there to pick up 6 yards. 6 yards on the reception.
Is that Finn Martin again?
That's going to be
89?
Finn Martin. That's his second reception of the night.
Puts him to 10 on the season now. Hit that double-digit total.
2nd and 2 on the 24. Bobcats on their heels playing that 3-4 defense. Mattis single back in motion.
That should have been. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Running back left early, 2-man in motion. So that'll push him back a little bit. When Mattis completes the ball, though, he's got 2 passes, 31 and 24 yards. 2 of his 4 have been fairly big.
Yeah, he's that's been where, again, you see no Corey Smith. That's affected in the passing game. It's affected in the punting game. It's affected in
our passing game.
Yeah,
he's a big receiver for us.
It's on the defensive side as well. He affects all 3 levels. Newton again looking to put another score. It's in the 29 on the 29. Handoff to Klein. Klein gets out of the grasp of Davis Ragland, but Bobcats are able to get back. Xavier Anderson, Nick Wise, and others are able to clean it up because, oh my goodness, Klein has ran through that first tackle every single play tonight.
That guy, he keeps his legs moving. That's what you got to do when you're running the ball as well. Keep those legs churning through it, and he seems to be breaking out of every tackle that.
Lampy's here on the near side, along with Ergenbright, who caught a pass. Now he motions into the left side. 2 receivers on the top side. Mattis barking out the oil. Klein stays into block, looking for a score, and it's going to be just over. A great pass. They were playing 2 deep coverage, and number 24 is able to bring it in, and that is going to be for Newton. That is Cade Bauer, the wide receiver, with his first touchdown of the year. You see this. Cade Bauer goes over top that 2 deep coverage as Rogelio Sarin releases it to Kyle Smith, and it's a perfect pass by Mattis. It's 27-0 with 8:10. See if it can make it 28-0. The hold is good. The kick is good. The Bobcats are down big.
This is not what you wanted when you started this game here for homecoming. This is worst case scenario almost for the Bobcats.
Bobcats down 28-0. When we come back, Bobcats will see if they can put points on the board. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB-TV. The kickoff is presented by 5-Star Real Estate Group of Marshalltown, online at 5starhometeam.com. And the kickoff goes through the end zone. Bobcats, again, will start at their own 20. Bobcats so far have 6 yards of total offense.
It is negative 25 yards rushing, 31 yards passing. What I have liked, what I've seen so far, is Goodwin is trying to get his athletes the ball in different ways. We've seen a screen pass, we've seen a slant, we've seen a stop route up the side with Trayshawn.
We had that reverse that reverse to Trey. It's just Newton has been good. They've been faster sideline to sideline. They've been more physical. Jacob Hayes picks up his mouth guard, turns around, hands it off to Tate Ring. Ring with the best run he's had all day, and that's going to go for 4 yards for the senior back.
He breaks out of that. He's there for 6. That guy's got some wheels.
Yeah, he was able to pick him up and put him down. You see this right here. Just able to elude the first tackle, and then he got rode down by 29. Peyton Rosendahl, the safety for Newton. Bobcats huddle up. You can tell they're just taking their time, not trying to rush too far. They've got Trey Brooks near side, Caleb Kusero in the slot top side, along with Kyle Smith split out wide. Kusero comes in motion. Oh, they fake a handoff, goes up in the air. Jacob Hayes catches it, and
he gets smacked there at the very end.
When life gives you lemons, he took a lemon because no gain. It's 3rd and 6.
Is that how that phrase works, Dylan?
Well, when life gives you lemons, here you see the fake, the up, and then he got nothing. See, when life gives you lemons and then you make lemonade, that means you made a positive out of it. If life gives you lemon and you have fermented lemon, that means you got a negative. But if you just stay the same, I think you stay with just the lemon. So I think that is the saying.
I'll allow it.
See, we're making up sayings here as the Bobcats are down 28-0 here with 6:39 left to go, and it's going to be a timeout, and we'll take the timeout with them. Bobcats down big, 6:39 left to go in the half. You're listening to Bobcat Football on KFJB and watching on KFJB-TV.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Can he get to him? Wade throws late over the middle of the field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
And the Bobcat scoreboard is brought to you by your local Marshalltown Hy-Vee. We'd like the numbers to be switched, but the Bobcats find themselves down 28-0 here in the first half. See if the Bobcats can make something happen. They will get the ball at the beginning of the second quarter, but the Bobcats have a trio in the back. They have roll out to the right side, throws it into the ground. Jacob Hayes was not able to get it out to Trey Brooks. They tried to roll out, and Hayes has misfired on his last 4 passes, 5 out of his last 6, as the sophomore is 5 of 10 for 31 yards.
He's just got to keep his head in the game here. He's gotten a lot of pressure. He's been able to escape it using his legs. Let's continue to be an athlete on the field.
And another punt here for the Bobcats. This will be the 5th of the day, and this one's going to be better as actually, that is out of bounds. Where are they going to mark that at? Looking at it.
Here he comes. The most accurate way of marking a punt.
It's going to be at the Bobcats' 45-yard line. And that is going to end up being about an 18-yard punt by the Bobcats. At some point, and I think they were right there where the ball was placed, but I think if you're past the 35, with the way the punting's going, you basically just have to go for it.
Yeah, the Bobcats just got to see what they can go.
21-yard punt on that, yeah.
Here we go. Let's get another stop here by the defense.
Mattis in motion. Treese is in motion. Handoff to Klein. Klein, actually, no. Mattis keeps it and is able to run through. Xavier Anderson put his 28-0 angst shoulder into him, knocked him forward a little bit more, and that is going to be a 17-yard pickup for Caleb Mattis.
While he probably could have stopped him at 15 yards, I think Xavier felt good after hitting him there.
Yeah. You know, as long as they're hitting hard, that's really the thing is Bobcats have to start becoming more physical. Now the Bobcats are showing blitz from both inside linebacker positions. Fake handoff, gets it over top, and it's going to be completed. Able to pick it off the shoe tops.
Rogelio was right there, though.
We are going to have a flag on the field. as the play stands, it would be a first down, but it looks like Newton's walking backwards.
Holding.
It's going to be
12 men on the field.
It's going to be 12 men on the field. A legal man downfield. That is going to be on the Newton Cardinals, and it's going to be first down.
I knew it was an illegal person of some sort there.
Illegal person downfield, and that will make it 1st and 15 for the Newton Cardinals.
This is where we gotta step up as the Bobcats. This is where they're probably not going to kick a field goal again at this point in the field, so they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, this will be 4-down territory for Newton. Mattis barks out the orders, has 2 to the short side. Eli Stewart, who scored earlier, and then Treese in motion. Handoff to Klein. Klein just riding behind Jose Benitez, able to pick up about 4 yards.
Jackson Hinkle, he got the tackle there for the Bobcats. He basically shed the block and then tackled the players, kind of almost at the same time.
Yeah, Jackson Hinkle had a really good game last week, but Klein, when you're just riding behind a 6'3", 275-pound lineman, you're going to pick up a few yards. Klein able to keep it moving forward. 2nd and 11, Bobcats pin their ears back. Mattis looks topside, gets it over to Eli Stewart. Great job by both Nick Wise and Jacob Gudith. Again, the sophomore linebacker is right where he needs to be, and a senior linebacker's there to help clean it up.
Yes, that was exactly what we wanted to see. You can complete the pass, but they only gained about a yard there.
Now it's 3rd and 11. Bobcats, last couple times, have played some pretty good defense. See if they can do it once more. Mattis looks, again drops back, has it over, and it's going to be Treese is going to pick up about 8.
They're big time holding there by the right tackle on the Newton Cardinals. So they are going to bring in, they got about 10 yards here, so they're going to bring in a kicker.
Yeah, now they're here. That is going to end up being a 38-yard kick, which he was making with ease in warm-ups. And again, the kick is down, the kick is up, and the kick is very, very pure. Chris Lawson just with a huge leg, able to make it 31-0 with 3:47 left to go in the first half. Bobcats hoping for a miracle before the half. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB-TV and listening on KFJB. And this kickoff is brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group in Marshalltown, your home team advantage. And the kickoff by Lawson on the heels of his 38-yard field goal, kicks it up, and that is not going to be returned. And we're going to take this time for a regional scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank.
Yeah, around the state here, Colo Nesco leads Collins Maxwell. Hey, that's good for you, right?
That
8-6. It's a close one.
8-6. We'll take it.
We've also got Vinton Schellsburg. They're leading West Marshall 21-14 at halftime. Fort Dodge leads Waterloo East 31-6, and Grundy Center leads East Marshall 42-0 at halftime.
The Goliath of Grundy County taking on my my East Marshall Mustangs. Jacob Hayes turns around, hands it off to Tate Ring. Ring's able to put his head down and get 1, maybe 2 yards on that rush. And Ring has been bottled up. That is going to be, he's been able to get the ball. That puts him at negative 10 yards on 7 carries.
Yeah, it's been a rough one for him, as we said earlier. More negative yards or carries than positive carries so far today.
As we look here, Bobcats have 2 on the near side. Kyle Smith split out. Caleb Kusero in the slot. Trey Brooks on the top side. They go to a fake out. Ring goes the other way. Jacob Hayes wrapped up and not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that is going to be number 39. That is Thomas Russell, the junior, is able to wrap up Jacob Hayes for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was looking for somebody to do maybe a fake or a handoff to his right, and he just tucked it and took off running, which is the smart play to do. You like to see that out of a young quarterback there. He just tried to make something out of nothing. He made a lemon out of a lemon. A lemon
out of a lemon.
Thank you.
There. Trey Brooks, top side, single back. 3 wideouts to the near side. Hayes.
No time,
able to get out, and it throws it, and they're going to call that a fumble. I think they need to get together on that because he was throwing, and they're going to say it's a fumble.
Where's the Tom Brady rule at?
It's a fumble that's going to be returned to the 16-yard line.
Looks like there's a Bobcat down as well on the field.
Yeah, there is a Bobcat on the field. That's going to be a lineman. Here you see it. As the arm was going forward, it was picked up by Newton. And that was Colby Ravel was able to pick that up and scoot it down to the 16-yard line. And see if we can get, that's going to be number 54. That is Jackson Hinkle, the sophomore. Here you see holding back, and I still feel like his arm was going forward. That is... It's hard to see because Jacob has such a low way that he slings. But that's a forward pass.
Now, if we called the greatest quarterback of all time Tom Brady, he would say that arm is going forward for sure.
Well, one of the things is you look at that is you usually look at the trajectory. So if that ball is his arm's going forward when it was hit, that's why you saw it being propelled. It was on the line of a pass. It didn't just kind of fall out or pop up.
It should have been an incomplete pass is what it should have been called.
Yes. But it's not. And the Bobcats, again, as we look at the starting field position, I know I've mentioned it a lot, but it hasn't gotten any better. So until it starts getting better, I'm going to mention it a lot.
They have started on their own side of the field for 2 drives. We're on drive number 7. That's why you mentioned.
For those keeping score at home, that's not good. Klein right up the gut is going to rip it down to the 7-yard line, pick up 9 on the first down run. It's going to make it 2nd and 1. The clock ticks.
Tick, 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 tick. 1:40 left here in the first quarter.
100 ticks
on the doorstep.
Yeah, 100 ticks left till halftime, and Bobcats are being throttled here tonight by the Newton Cardinals.
This is not what I expected when I showed up here this evening.
We knew Newton would be good, but we thought there might be a little bit more for the Bobcats. Mattis gets it off the right side, is able to pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3. There are some things. Corey Smith is out, and again, Owen Eaton has not moved from that trash can. I feel absolutely terrible for that young man, but the Bobcats really, they will have some players returning from suspension next week, so they'll have some more people available. But really, this is a very thin Bobcat team, and there is no stopping anything right now. 50 seconds to go. Newton doing a masterful job of just allowing that clock to tick, tick, tick. Handoff to Klein. Klein bounces off. Great job.
There we go.
First by Davis Ragland, then Xavier Anderson to clean up the rest. It is 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. That was a loss of 1 yard. Clock continues to move. 25 seconds left to go here in the first half. Handoff, fake the handoff to Mattis. Mattis gets met right in the middle, and again, that's going to be Davis Ragland just cleaning it up, and they're going to take a timeout. 15 seconds to go, but we are going to stay right here. It's 31-0, Cardinals over the Bobcats.
Yeah, you could see them there kind of pick up that momentum after Klein didn't get into the end zone there. You saw him hurry back to the line. I bet they're going to call 2 plays here, Newton, and run the first one. They don't score a touchdown, line up real quick, run the second one. Although they do sit here with a couple timeouts left. They've got 2 more.
Yeah,
so you can take your time altogether.
So, yeah, Newton has everything at their disposal. They have the 2 timeouts. They can kind of look at whatever they want to do is available.
It's third down, right?
It's going to be third down.
3 to go.
About the 2.5 yard line.
I was rounding up, Dylan. Make it sound a little bit better for us.
Bobcats are going to have 4 hands on the ground here. Lincoln Barker, along with Narvaez, Ignacio Macias.
Pass.
And it's brought in, and it's going to be a pass interference on Rogelio Sarin, but it's going to be a touchdown for Newton.
That felt like pretty good defense to me. You got to be able to be there.
Yeah, as we look at the score, that is going to be number 24, Cade Bauer.
That's his second one this evening.
Yeah, you see that. It was the hold on the inside by Sarin. And number 24, Cade Bauer, picking up his second touchdown. And I can't think of – this is the biggest drubbing in my 4 years that I've seen from the Bobcats on behalf of the Bobcats. This is a tough one.
Do we need to send a private plane to go get Brandon Lewis? Maybe he's a little bit more of a good luck charm.
Kick is up and good. I resent that. We were 0-3 when he was here, so I feel like we're good luck. Zach, me and you. It's 38-0. 15 seconds left to go here in the first half. We're going to keep it here. And this next kickoff, as you all know here in the first half, is brought to you by 5-Star Real Estate Group of Marshalltown. Your home team advantage.
I think I saw the 5-Star Real Estate car as well, parked right out front of the stadium.
Paulies are out here, along with their son, was a part of the Bobcat group that won the golf outing yesterday. He was, I believe, in 5th place with a 5 over. Drake Pauly was. It was won by Marshalltown Bobcat Ryan Schmidt with a 1 under par.
Only one to shoot under par yesterday at Elmwood.
Yeah, had a double bogey on hole 1. The last 17 holes, he was 3 under. 15 seconds left to go here, and the kickoff is going to come after the PI call from the 45, and that is going to go through the uprights.
Does not count for
points. Thank goodness that doesn't count for more points. Bobcats, my anticipation is they're going to
kneel it, make
kneel
a
it
run
down.
Play. Yeah, they might do a dive, because who knows, maybe it'll pop.
Yeah.
But it'll take us into halftime, and unfortunately the second half, because they are up by 30, 35 plus, will begin a continuous clock as well.
Not a good night if you're a Bobcat fan. Halftime will be great, but really hope the Bobcats are able to come back and get some points on the board. Little pitch out to Tate Ring. Ring gets a front block. Ring picking his way, gets a couple, and he's going to end that with about a 3-yard carry, and that will take us to half. Bobcats down big, 38-0. We'll be back with the halftime stats and key adjustments. You're watching Bobcat football on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scouts in Marshalltown go on fun adventures. Scouts learn about the outdoors. Scouts learn character building. Scouts learn citizenship. Scouts learn life skills. Scouts learn to be leaders. Scouts go to fun summer camps, and Scouts get a head start in life. Marshalltown has produced over 200 Eagle Scouts in our over 70-year history and have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community. To learn more about joining Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure on!
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
KFJB-TV presents the Bobcat Halftime Report.
And we're back here with Marshalltown Bobcat football. We're here at halftime. Bobcats find themselves down big, 38-0, but the Marshalltown High School Marching Band is presenting part of their 2023-24 lineup of the Magical Experience. The band will be featuring multiple songs from various Disney films, starting with Bare Necessities. You're looking at drum major Ian Meyer there. And as they play Bare Necessities again, proud father, proud looking at out there, doing a great job out there. But on the football field, not as much great stuff happening as the Bobcats. This is the time where we usually share the scoring plays. Tonight has not been kind to the Bobcats, as it really has been a story of starting field position and execution. Bobcats have found themselves rudderless and stuck, while Newton Cardinals are just operating on all cylinders.
Yes, for sure. When you're looking at the stats here for the Bobcats, you don't have positive rushing yards here at halftime. They're at negative 17 rushing yards. Tate Rang's got negative 6. Trayshawn Brooks, he had negative 1 yard there when they tried that reverse play again, just trying to get him in space to do something. And Jacob Hayes, he took a sack, which counts as negative rushing yards, and then tried to make something where we think, again, maybe there's a little miscommunication on the play where he lost another yard there. But on the passing side of things, 31 yards passing, a couple completions to Trayshawn Brooks that have netted first downs. Caleb Crucero been throwing the ball a few times, always in the flat there. That's where he likes to get the ball out there. And Tate Rang has 1 reception for a yard as well for the half. And then when you get on the flip side, the Newton Cardinals, there's about nothing they haven't been able to do on offense. They've got 89 yards rushing, 98 yards passing. Looking at the quarterback, Caleb Mattis, throwing the ball, he's sitting there at 7 for 12, so a little over 50%. He's got 2 touchdown passes through the air. That's his first 2 on the season now. He had that 31-yard touchdown on that opening drive. Again, that's where we didn't have Corey Smith in the backfield and kind of noticed a little bit of a hole. And then here running the ball, Eli Stewart punched it in for a touchdown, and Cody Klein, he's leading the way there for the Cardinals. He's got 57 rushing yards and a touchdown, and then Mattis also 30 yards on the ground. So not much the Cardinals haven't been able to do, but it really falls back onto that field position. There's only been two times where they started on their own half of the field this entire game, so we played basically the first half on the Bobcat side of the field.
Yeah, it's been a tough one for the Bobcats on the field, but a great job by the Marshalltown Band on the field right now. After their performance, Marshalltown Community School District, along with the Arts and Culture Alliance, and even I got to have some input on it, put together a fantastic video that they will be premiering after the Bobcats marching band performance on the new scoreboard up there. But we're going to bring it to you right here on KFJB-TV. They were nice enough to share that video with us. So when we come back, we'll have a video premiere from the Marshalltown Community School District in partnership with the Arts and Culture Alliance here in Marshalltown. You're watching the Halftime Report here on KFJB-TV and listening on KFJB.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
At Honest Heating and Cooling, they take comfort seriously. Their latest offering? Smart Integrity Monitoring. Combined with an honest maintenance plan, it takes all the guessing out of home comfort. Their technicians take accurate measurements of all the necessary parameters and deliver you the truth about where your home's comfort stands. If you're not measuring, you're just guessing. That's honest. Get a Smart Integrity Monitoring plan and let the Honest team watch over your home's comfort 24/7. Honest Heating and Cooling.
KFJB-TV presents the Bobcat Halftime Report.
As you see the Marshalltown band out there doing a fantastic job. First time we've seen their second movement of their magical experience that they will be showcasing throughout this marching band season. Bobcats again down 38-0 to Newton at halftime. But now we're going to take a regional scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank. At halftime, Janesville leads Meskwaki Settlement 65-0. Hampton-Dumont leads Nevada 18-7. That's a big one for Hampton-Dumont. Then you have Pleasant Valley leading Cedar Rapids Prairie 14-3. Grundy Center is up on East Marshall 49-0. Colonesco continues to lead Collins Maxwell 16-12, and Waukee leads Valley 17-7. Oh, Vinton Shellsburg also leads West Marshall 21-14. And as the marching band leaves the field and they start to remove the props, we're getting ready for that video premiere from the school district. We'll see when they're going to be able to play that. But when we come back, we will have the Marshalltown Community School District hype video premiere here on KFJB-TV.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every previous generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family for generations. We want to be there for your first car. We want to be there for your family SUV. And we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sautéed onions and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is brought to you by Jensen Ford, with you every mile along the way. Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse. Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com. Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown, more than ever. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction.
And welcome back. You're taking a live look at the Marshalltown Speedway. The Newton Cardinals doing their best impression of a speedway, racing around the football field time after time, en route to a 38-0 lead. So here we got some big adjustments we need to make. And, you know, all of our halftime adjustments are presented by Ken's Transmission of Marshalltown. What are your Ken Transmission adjustments for the second half?
I mean, I think it stays to what I said at the beginning of the game. It's got to be a block party. We got to have blocking. with our line here because we've got no time. Jacob Hayes has been under duress all night, and every time Tate Rang gets the ball, there's somebody there to hit him right off the bat.
Yeah, and it really has been, it's going to have to come to, the adjustment is almost always, because I usually get to sit in your seat, the adjustment's always like, do the first thing, and if we can do the first thing, it'll be better. If we can't, it becomes really, really difficult.
And you got to build on the little successes. I think that's what it is. A first down it's a success. Build on that.
And your adjustments were presented by Ken's Transmission, your family-owned transmission expert. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we are going to come back and show you that first video brought to you by the Marshalltown Community School District in partnership with the Art and Culture Alliance. You're watching Bobcat Halftime Report here on KFJB-TV.
Have you ever seen what it takes to fix a transmission? It takes a lot of patience, a lot of experience, and a whole lot of talent. At Ken's Transmission, they have all the above. Family owned and operated with over 62 years of experience in all areas of transmission, keeping your vehicle shifting smoothly and routine maintenance, repair and replacement, including automatic and manual. For reputable service you can trust, Ken's Transmission. Ken's Transmission at 306 East Ensign Street in Marshalltown is a proud sponsor of the Marshalltown Bobcats.
And we're back at the Marshalltown football field, the Leonard Cole renovated football field. The score needs to be renovated. Cardinals are up 38-0, but the aforepromised video premiere in cooperation of the Marshalltown Community School District and the Arts and Culture Alliance.
Going to Marshalltown. Going to Marshalltown. No Marshalltown, no Bobcats.
We are Marshalltown. We are Bobcats. And no one else is like us. We innovate, collaborate, initiate, take charge. We set the pace, guide the path. From past through present to future, we blaze the trails. We step up, set the tone, support, and grow. We lead the way. The sky is the limit. Ready, set, create, showtime, go time. Spotlights, bright lights, from pro ball to the Hollywood stars. No limit to dreams, no limited beliefs. We take the reins. We take the lead. We grow into teachers, doctors, shop owners, and shopkeepers, keepers of our brothers, our sisters. We're the biggest small town around, and we like it that way.
Somos Bobcats.
From first day to graduation day, let's go. Virtual reality turned reality. We make waves in every industry. We lead the way. From the classroom, pen and paper, to the fields and courts and stage, performance night to game day, we work hard, play hard, rise and shine. We wake up ready to climb. From step one to get it done. We are Bobcat ready, and we make a way.
We take the lead.
Embrace the lead.
That's pretty good.
Embrace the lead.
Embrace the lead.
Not the lead in the football game.
Not the lead in the football game, but I think that's a video. As many of you know, my job that actually pays me is I get to be the tourism director with the local Marshalltown area Chamber of Commerce. And I'll tell you, a lot of people when they come to town, first thing I will tell them is a lot of times when you look at school districts or whatever, it can be really vanilla. It can be one way. Marshalltown really is a unique place. I always say in a sea of sameness, Marshalltown's a one of one, and I thought that video did a tremendous job of that. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I mean, my first job here in this community was working with the Boy Scouts, working in all these schools. I got to know the elementary schools very well. And yeah, I mean, the representation here is crazy. The amount of languages, the dialects within those languages that they speak. It was made my job very difficult because I speak one language poorly.
Yeah.
And I was trying to convey a message out to those families. But I think that video did a really good job of summing up of what what the community of Marshalltown looks like.
And one of the things as we look here at Marshalltown is as we continually grow and grow as a community, as we see all these different things happening, a lot of times you look at this, there is so much happening, so much vibrancy, so much life, and you look at the sidelines, you look at these kids, you look at those 12 kids representing 12 families that were on the homecoming court, just some of the best humans on the planet. And then you look last night at the homecoming parade, there were co-grand marshals from two people that have been part of the school district forever.
Yes.
State Representative Sue Cahill, who's been a master teacher, was a librarian at one point, has been in the school district forever, and then recently retired Dan Taronis. It all starts throughout everything at this school district, even from a physical standpoint when you look out on that field. This is all new. This is all for the kids because this is what this community and the school district deserves. But they don't just stop at things like this. We then saw a video as we were showing you the school video on there. The school on the new board was showing a different video because Alex Boye will actually be performing Monday night here, and he was featured on America's Got Talent. Incredibly fun, energetic, musical styling. And you can look at the Marshalltown Community School District social pages for time and location, but that will be Monday night. Just another great opportunity to come together as one community, one family, one fan group based around the Marshalltown Bobcats.
You know, watching those videos talking about the community here in Marshalltown, this community supports and embraces one another, and that's one of the coolest things that I've seen. My first job, again, working for the Boy Scouts, I covered 7 counties. I chose to live in Marshalltown in those 7 counties. I also oversaw Story County, and the support that I got between the two, it was unmatched. There was so much more support that I got from the community here in Marshalltown. We're out here, we're supporting our fans. Last weekend was another great example of coming out for the community. The Harvest Festival was going on in the 13th Street District. The stadium was still full on the home side here. The Harvest Market had a phenomenal outing as well. Marshalltown loves Marshalltown.
Yeah, we rally around. We're that one community. Bobcats, still many staying in attendance, though the score is not to our liking. Bobcats down 58.
No, let's go with 38.
38,
oh my goodness. 38-0. I'm not speaking anything out there, but your kickoff will be brought to you again by 5 Star Real Estate Group. Buy, sell, love Marshalltown with Kristen Pauly and the 5 Star team. Online at 5starhometeam.com. Bobcats will receive the kickoff as Newton kicker Chris Lawson aims to kick it off. Back deep is Tate Ring and Trey Brooks. See if number 3 or number 5 can get loose.
He has been kicking it in the end zone all night. And
this will be nothing but the same as the Bobcats again will start from the 20. Not a whole lot going offensively for the Bobcats. 14 yards in that first half. Negative 17 yards rushing. 31 in the air, but Jacob really struggled late, just having time to run, having time to throw. Not a whole lot going on there.
He needs at least a second to make a decision, you know?
Yep.
Got to be able to think a little bit while you're back there. So where did 67?
I think Owen Eaton is now just, I think he spent the first half just
hanging over that trash can there.
Trying
right
to hang on. I believe he is not suited for that second half. Caleb Kusero in motion, comes back, handoff to Tate Ring. Ring follows behind Kusero and is able to pick up, get 4 yards moving forward for the Bobcats.
We'll take what we can get here to start. Like I said, let's take these small victories here. Let's get a first down and build off of that. We got to start small. So we got 4 yards, 3 yards there.
And Bobcats are going into their reserves on that offensive line without Owen Eaton, Aiden Ruiz in there getting a key block on the front side there. So Bobcats again in that pistol. Single back, Tate Ring right to Jacob's right. Follows behind Ring, and Hayes will keep it himself, but is stacked up. And they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Generous I would say, but the Bobcats will
Forward momentum, Dylan. Come on now.
I'll give it to him. All righty. 3rd and 6.
You know, look, talking about that offensive line, you got 2 sophomores already in Max Reed and Jackson Hinkle to start, and now you bring in, you know, again, a backup.
Talon French is in there, another sophomore. And that's one thing in talking with the coaching staff even in the preseason. Their size on the lines are underclassmen that don't have experience. And so it's made for a rough first month of the season. Single back. Jacob Hayes gets rushed right away. He's going to be sacked. There was not a chance for him to do anything as Wyatt Weeder came through untouched. And that will make it 4th and about 13. And the Bobcats go back to punt yet again. Caleb Kusero, emergency punting situation, and has had a tough night, though his last couple punts have been much better and yielded much better results than the earlier blocked ones. But this one was almost blocked, and yep, they're going to have roughing the kicker. It was so close to being blocked, he bobbled it, but they missed the block and just tackled him. Bobcats will get an automatic first down, and the offense will come right back out.
Hey, I'll take a first down however I can get it. We're moving the chains. Let's take the victory here, and let's start fresh with 4 downs.
Bobcats get another opportunity, see if they can move the football here.
Oh, this is not like the NFL. I guess I need to brush up a little bit on my high school. 5 yards and a repeat.
They only gave
down.
him 5 yards. I thought that would be a personal foul. They said it was running into the kicker. That sure looked a lot more serious than running into the kicker. Again, it was 5 yards.
They got rid of that difference in the NFL
right.
a few years back. Now if you just touch the kicker, it's 15 yards and a first down. So they're going to try again here.
Caleb was touched very aggressively, if not just hit, but got a quick low-line drive kick. Getting down there, Sam Griesel's able to get down there. Great coverage by Sam, and actually
turns out to be a pretty good kick for him.
Able to get it down. They get it down at the 43. That's going to end up being about a 40-yard punt.
It's the worst field position the Cardinals have started in all night to start the second half. Again, small victories, Dylan.
It is, as you got Enga Mendoza was able to, or actually Manuel Perez Mendoza was the Bobcat downfield to down it. Bobcats in that 3-4 defense. Jackson Hinkle, Ignacio Macias, and Lincoln Barker on the line. Handoff to Klein. Klein fights between the tackles, able to pick up 4-5 yards. He just keeps it going. He's got that low, compact body, keeps the legs turning, and always falling forward. It looks like Ignacio Macias may be the most prolific D-tackle, being able to get any pressure. But I thought he was down, but no, he likes to get down like a gorilla. I still think he's a little bit. He seems to be stretching out. He's all right.
He got down real early before the first play, too, and he came back and just set up right away again. He's over top of the ball.
And again, handoff. A lot of window dressing, but hanging on again is Nick Wise.
Sophomore, getting in on the play, getting his feet wet here tonight.
Yeah, Ignacio Macias he did hurt something, but he's a super tough kid, and I think that's why he was legitimately hurt, but stuck it out and was able to get another rep in. It's 3rd and 1. Bobcats on their heels. Newton on the Bobcats 48. Single to the near side, 2 wideouts to the top side. Turnaround Mattis fakes, throws and picked out of the air by number 17, Christian Ergenbright. He already has a touchdown on the night, but we do have a flag on the field.
I would have liked to see Kyle Smith there lay a hit on him instead of jump up and go for a ball.
It looked like Kyle thought he had a better play. It's going to be an illegal man downfield again. That's the second time that's happened. Often that just comes out of maybe the quarterback hangs on a second longer than the line anticipates, or the line just a little bit too excited about it. But the Bobcats now find themselves, it is going to be 3rd and 6 for Newton.
I always wondered how linemen pass block, because you're kind of moving backwards, yet you want to stop the person that's where your momentum's going. It doesn't make sense to me.
Especially on a play action where you're looking to initiate runs, so even the way you initiate the block's a little bit different than a straight pass. And that's going to be a first down to Ergenbright. He got the last reception taken away from him. He's not getting this one taken away from him. As another reception for Ergenbright, and that's going to be his second. He has got 2 receptions for about 44 yards here tonight and a touchdown.
Yeah, he had that first one in the very first drive in the first quarter, where it went about 31 yards right up the middle after some play action. So I'd look for maybe a little more play action here to finish out this drive.
6:40, clock is ticking. Mattis throws in, and he's got number 24 yet again. Cade Bauer. Cade Bauer has been a machine here tonight. He is going to pick up 12 yards on that. Cade Bauer, that's his first catch that's not a touchdown, so victory in that.
Yes, 3rd catch on the night, so you do the math.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns in the air. See, that's quick math. It's what I'm known for.
There you go.
Michael Correa sprints off the field. The senior, they are going pretty deep on the lines with Owen Eaton out. Mattis hands off to Klein. Klein goes to the outside, right side, sneaks through, and is able to pick up another 6 yards. My goodness, you think you have, what do you have? You have Jackson Hinker, you have others that are hitting him at that 2-yard mark, and he keeps falling forward.
Well, he had a lead blocker that entire time and basically fell over top of him. That's how he went down.
And again, Klein setting up on the right-hand side of Mattis. Mattis looks topside. He's got Ergenbright wide open in the flat. Kyle Smith was nowhere to be seen, and it seemed like they didn't know if Rogelio Sarin was supposed to release to Kyle or not, but nobody was out there, and a big pickup.
Well, Sarin was following the outside receiver there, streaking up the sideline, and there was just a little slot guy just kind of popped out, a couple yards out in the flat there, and he was wide open. No one was in the flat.
17-yard reception on that. And 1st and goal, Klein gets it at the 9, cuts up in the side. He's going to be brought down at about the half-yard line.
They stopped him short.
And who's peeling off the bottom of that pile for the Bobcats? Again, it's Davis Ragland, number 18. Often has his nose in on the tackles. One of the things you can't say, I don't like saying it, but Newton fans have always consistently traveled really well. Tonight is no exception, as Newton's going to go to 2-2 here tonight as the clock continually ticks, as the Bobcats are down big, 38-0 here on homecoming Friday night.
They need to look to get a stop here so they can stop that clock as well.
And no one's stopping Klein except for the end zone. Another touchdown for Klein. That's his 2nd on the night, and that will put him up to about 82 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. It's 44-0 with 4:17 left to go here. You see the replay.
There he is, just right up the gut. The line makes a hole for him. Just kind of hurdles over his own player there and walks right into the end zone.
I would have at least picked up a 1/4 of a yard. And the kick is up, and it's good. 45-0, 4:17 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. When we come back, Bobcats will see if they can move the football. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB-TV and listening on KFJB.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Just grumpy. And we're back. We've got some flies and we've got some fog, but what's clear is the Bobcats are down 45-0, and this is the kickoff presented by 5-Star Real Estate Group of Marshalltown. Online at 5starteam.com. Trey Brooks comes out of the end zone, got a crease, gets it up over the 20, and he's going to be down at the 23-yard line. And now let's take time for a regional scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank.
Yeah, we're going to start with the other homecoming here in Central Iowa. West Marshall taking on Vinton Schellsburg. And West Marshall is in the lead, 28-21. Ames leads Roosevelt right now at halftime, 20-0. My alma mater, Pleasant Valley, they're taking on Prairie. And Pleasant Valley leads 14-3 before halftime there. Hampton Dumont Cal leads Nevada 18-7 with 7:30 left in the third quarter. And at halftime, Janesville leads Meskwaki Settlement 65-0. So doing a little bit better than that one.
Bobcats seeing if they can get the 0 off the board. Jacob Hayes has 3 backs, looks outside, has a wide open man, Trey Brooks, wide open for a second, but quickly tackled after a 5-yard pickup.
There we go. Let's move the ball forward. That's what we want to see here. So another completion. Again, just trying to get the athletes in space here, get them moving.
Trey Brooks able to pick up actually 7 yards as you see this little out route.
You get it perfect right here. He comes out. Corner just stays 3-4 yards over top. Doesn't have a chance to make a play on the ball.
And Thomason comes in and finishes off Trey Brooks there, but there's 2nd and 3 to go. Again, Jacob looks to pass. This one's going to be up in the air, and he throws it too far to the outline. You could see it kind of quacked on him a little bit. Anytime you're going to go for that deep route, the biggest thing with Trey is I would rather I would rather see an interception in that situation than throw out of bounds from this perspective. I don't, of course, want to turn over the ball. But what it means is you gave Trey a chance. On that one-on-one coverage, you need to keep that in bounds to give him a chance to make a play on it.
100%. After watching him during basketball season, put that ball up there, let him go get it. He will.
Aiden Smitherman's on that top side with Caleb Kusero in the slot. Jacob Hayes again goes down, looks, slant play.
It's a little high.
Yeah, Jacob was trying to elude some pressure and kind of short arm, kind of tried to get it through a window, threw off his back foot, and it just sailed over the sophomore Aiden Smitherman's head.
They're going to go for it here. Why not? You know, what do you got to lose at this point? We got continuous clock, so we're down to 1:30 left here in the third quarter. Let's see if we can get it. 4 yards right here. That's what you need.
And where the Bobcats have done this, I wouldn't be surprised to see something Trey Brooks' way, and they got him to jump offside again.
Hey, let's just go on 2 the rest of the game.
Yeah, it really is interesting. There's not going to be much that Newton's going to be saying negatively here tonight. There's not going to be a lot for Andy Swedenhelm to get mad about, yell at, but I will tell you one thing he can is there's going to be a time this year where it's 4th and 3 that defense needs to make a play in a close game, and you can't be jumping off there.
No, you can't. That's just discipline and watching the ball there as the lineman with your hand down.
Trey Brooks, top side, handoff to Tate Ring. Stops, stutter steps, and is able to pick up about 3 feet.
It seems like they got like 10 guys in the box because the second the ball snapped, there's so much white in the backfield.
Bobcats are, as you look here, just that push.
You can see it. There's 3 guys right there in the backfield when Trey gets the ball.
Ball was at the 45, but by the time that ball was snapped, Bobcat offensive line had their heels on the 42. It's just kind of been a clinic. A lot of this is all many underclassmen on that line. Pitch out to Tate Ring, far side. Able to elude, nothing doing, and that's where Trey Brooks has got to be able to pick up. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5. 5 Cardinals there to hit him.
Yeah, they got to the outside. Trey was left out there to block, could not make the block, and this will be the final play of the third quarter. Bobcats, it hasn't gotten any better in the third. It is 45-0. Newton Cardinals over our beloved Bobcats. You're listening to Bobcat football on KFJB and watching on KFJB-TV.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
We're looking back at Leonard Cole Field. I'm Dylan Doze along with Zach Tomesch. Want to thank Joe Cornwell for that great shot, along with our much beloved Keith Stewart down there on the field here today, and our producer Todd Steinkamp, and our guest statistician, Jarrett Heil. Been a great group to work with all day.
Yeah.
The score does not show it, but I think we've had a pretty good time as Brandon's out. He's showing me some videos of some hype places he's going to, some parties where they're getting ready for that Colorado Buffs, Colorado State Rams game tomorrow. Jacob Hayes on the roll. Throws it up in the air, tipped and almost caught by Trey Brooks, and that will bring up 4th down. And Jacob Hayes again picking himself up off the ground, and the punt team returns.
It's been a sight over and over tonight, seeing him get himself up off the ground, getting our running backs having to get up around just a sea of white jerseys as well. Let's see if we can get a good punt here. We've got a chance to put them in the worst starting field position. Again, just trying to find those small victories this evening.
That's a good punt.
That was a great punt. Good, got a nice roll here. Going to be at the 29, 30-yard line.
And that is going to end up being a 36-yard punt with no return. Best punt of the night. Bobcats, just to give you a little bit of an instance of what's going on, 38 yards in the air, negative 21 on the ground for a total of 17 yards of total offense. Tate Ring has 11 carries for negative 3 yards.
Just has not been able to find a crease anywhere all season. There were a few times right before halftime last year he came in to spell out Ace Holmes and would take it 70 yards.
Yeah.
He has not found that crease yet.
Bobcats defensive line, they're now bringing the blitz from the top side. Nothing doing, able to get it out. Yeah.
18.
We've got a new quarterback. We've got new quarterback for Newton is going to be Creighton Andrew, the junior 6-foot signal caller, will be taking this one home, and I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of new numbers to us. Looking at, I'm going to get rid of these 2 deeps here and just go with the roster with Newton.
Yeah, pulled my roster out as well to take a look at.
Yeah, they've got senior wideout Dalton Mowbray here at the near hash mark. A little shovel pass gets to the fullback up there, and it's going to be a good gain by Kyler Griffin. Kyler Griffin took the shuttle pass and was able to get about 4 yards.
Yeah, we're seeing some youth here from the Newton Cardinals. Griffin there, he's a sophomore as well.
Creighton Andrew, the junior to the sophomore, Newton has been very, very physical here tonight. Andrew in the back, looking downfield, goes across the middle, gets it over to Treese. Treese caught it on one knee.
That's down. Again, difference between NFL and
so much different. The last time I was on one knee, I literally signed a legally binding contract to be married. He just got a 12-yard reception.
You are not built the same.
No, we are not. Handoff on the jet sweep to Treese. Treese trying to extend, gets around the Bobcats corner, but ran out of bounds. A nice job by Manuel Perez Mendoza. The senior was able to veer him out of bounds after a pickup of 3 yards.
Yeah, he was looking for anything he could. He was trying to bend that in. I bet if there was about 5 more yards on the sideline there, he might have found a crease to take that up the hill. He was moving.
Newton again in the pistol. Treese faked and gives the handoff. Handoff's going to go up
32. Kyler Griffin again.
That's going to be Kyler Griffin again. The sophomore in to spell Klein, as Klein is done for the day. Klein ended up with 81 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. Pretty good game for the senior.
Not a bad day. He was averaging right around that 80-yard mark again.
Trips far side, gets a throw out into the flat, and just couldn't get there. Didn't step into it as it didn't get all the way to Dalton Mowbray. But they had it set up. They went trips north side, and just Mowbray in that slot stepped back, and they would have had a lot of room, as it was 2 Newton receivers and 1 Aiden Smitherman for the Bobcats.
Yes, that would have looked like it was going to be a big gash there, but quarterback couldn't quite get the ball all the way across the field. You don't realize it is 53 yards across the field. It's a long ways.
Trips to the north side again, to the far side. Andrew gets a little bit of pressure, looks deep. That one's up for grabs.
Oh!
Ooh. And it's going to be intercepted by Aiden Smitherman, the sophomore, with his first interception. It was tipped. I thought it was tipped by Anga Pramana, I believe, looking back here.
Let's see it.
It looks deep
Here's the
there.
Replay. Plenty of time. Chucks it deep.
And no, it's actually going to be, it was tipped by Ethan Gorsuch, and then Aiden Smitherman's able to get it off the bounce, and the sophomore gets his first pick in what I anticipate to be quite a few picks for in his Marshalltown career.
Yes.
He's new to the school district. I know his mom works in the school district, and all his teammates and coaches are pretty excited of what career he will end up having. Handoff goes to Nick Wise. Nick Wise he had the ball so tight with both hands, it almost looked as if it was a fake. He was running it out almost like he was over-exaggerating he had the ball, but the funny thing is he did, and that's 8 yards.
I don't know how to tell you this other than this way, Dylan. The ball is the program, okay? The ball is the program. That's all I can say. You lose the ball, it's everything.
It is. And looking at that 8-yard pickup by Nick Wise, he becomes the leading rusher for the Bobcats here tonight. It's a full house in the backfield. 3 running backs. Jacob Hayes looks near side, throws it over to Caleb Kusero. Kusero breaks a travel.
2.
Up. Oh, and
horse collar.
That's up by the head. I am very
face mask,
surprised they did not call anything there, and that is going to end up being about a 15, 16-yard gain as Caleb Kusero, man alive. Here we get it.
Here we see it. There's one. He's going to shake another right there, make another guy miss. Okay.
That's pretty high up on the hog, but he is, if football doesn't work out, he's a tightrope walker right along that sideline there.
He's also a heck of a catcher, too.
Yes, he is. You've got a handoff there to Nick Wise again. Nick Wise just stutter step and get himself always falling forward, and that's going to be 3 yards for Nick Wise.
Nick Wise, he's stepping up here tonight. He's playing some good defense, making some tackles, getting the ball here a little bit, getting a little experience underneath him. Could be good for the long run.
And also, just know at the end of the game, we will be naming our Calvin Rocket Player of the Game, along with the Sweet Play of the Game, brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates.
You can see about 4 minutes left there on the Hy-Vee scoreboard at the bottom of your screen.
Jacob Hayes drops back, gets some pressure, able to roll out of it, gets it on the run. He's got it wide open. Oh, my goodness.
He was directing traffic and
everything.
everything.
Oh, my goodness. Declan Green out there. Fun fact, I've thrown Declan passes out in my front yard many times. Declan Green kind of alligator arms at it. Looks like he had him wide open. Ran a good route.
That looked like a quarterback who could deal with pressure. He directed traffic. He told the receiver go down the sideline as he was rolling out.
It looked like a good ball, maybe a touch too high. Bobcats find themselves 3rd and 7 here at the 44-yard line. Jacob Hayes goes back, looks at the crossover, sack.
He was getting ready to look at his second number there, and the second he turned his head, he got hit. White jersey.
Colt On, the sophomore, came in. Jacob Hayes looked for about 6 seconds and was not even a sixth of a second and was just destroyed. Caleb Kusero coming out to punt again. The senior's been put in a bit of an unenviable task. Now he's able to get another punt in. This one's going to be returned, and that's Thomason. Thomason breaks through a tackle, and now he's up the sideline. Oh, my goodness, Lincoln Barker there. Oh, my goodness, they're going to call it. They're going to say he hit him in the head. That's going to be a personal foul. It really looked like Thomason just had been tripped, and said, I think maybe he was out of bounds. It's hard to see on that far side, but Lincoln laid some wood there.
He did. Any frustration he had, he just took out on number 19. I don't think he was out of bounds.
No, he wasn't out of bounds.
Zebras, it is a physical sport.
We say it must have been because it's up on the head. I really feel like that was as kind of that trip. I think because he tripped, his head was lower, and I'm just trying to think. That's a tough call. It's not going to really change anything about the outcome here.
No.
But you look at the Caleb Kusero being tackled by the helmet versus that.
I don't think looking at film tomorrow, I don't think Lincoln Barker is going to be in the wrong in any way there. He's making a hustle play. If he's tripping over, his head goes down, that's not Lincoln's fault still.
And again, junior signal caller Andrews in there for the Newton Cardinals.
The southpaw.
Throws it out, gets it outside to Dalton Mowbray. Mowbray is able to crawl forward, scratch forward, and get maybe 2 to 3 yards. Looks like it's going to be a 2-yard pickup for the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, they've run that wide receiver screen a few times. It's been all right for them.
Bobcats have done pretty well with that, and overall have done pretty well in the pass game, just have not been able to do anything with the run game.
Wrap up.
And that's a great play out there. That's the senior, number 52. That is Michael Narvaez Correa, the senior defensive lineman, able to get a good tackle there, dropping them for a 1-yard loss. We have
got to hang on as the first person. First tackler's got to hang on. That's kind of been the story tonight.
About 70 seconds left to go in this. Andrew fakes the handoff, takes it himself up the middle, gets it up to the seam. He's going to be near the first down and just short.
Yep, just short. If they get a first down, it's game over.
4th down, 55 seconds left to go with the running clock. There's a difference of 22 seconds from game clock to...
This will most likely be the last play of the game.
If they get a first down, it will be. If they do not, it will change of possession, but with the running clock should be the final play of the game.
Got 2 wideouts to the close side here.
Hand off to Griffin. Griffin breaks through 2 tackles up the middle. Oh, and then just gets lit up by number 32. That is Zach Wilder. The sophomore comes in and lays some wood, but we've got another injured Bobcat on the ground, and it looked like there was a collision there. And we are going to take a break. Bobcats down 45-0 with 13 seconds left in this game.
Like to work with your hands? Enjoy the satisfaction of building something that lasts and knowing you played a part in it. If so, Marshalltown Community College's construction program might be just right for you. This hands-on program is great training for a real-world job. Call or stop in to Marshalltown Community College to learn more. Fall term classes start August 28th.
And we're back on the field, and it looks like, and that is going to be number 54 for the Bobcats.
Jackson Hinkle.
That's Jackson Hinkle. Hinkle has gotten better and better this year. His first year on varsity looks to be okay. There was a Bobcat on Bobcat collision there in the hole, and it looked like Jackson Hinkle got the worst of it.
Sophomore playing both ways. Getting a little time on defense here tonight at the end of the game. 6 foot, 215 pounds. That's a big boy.
And they are not going to hike this one. This game will end. Bobcats lose on homecoming 45-0. When we come back, we will have the Bobcat locker room report. We'll have your Calvin Rocket player of the game, your Lily May Sweet play of the game. Hopefully talk to head man coach Adam Goodvin, and we'll have Zach run down the stats for you and look forward to next week and our matchup with Ottumwa. You're watching Bobcat football tonight. Doesn't go our way. Cardinals 45, Bobcats nothing. We'll be back with the locker room report here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
And we look back here, got a dejected Bobcat group. Just not the result they wanted tonight after showing some life last week. No offensive life this week. 45-0 loss, as you see Coach Goodvin kind of rallying the troops there. Not a lot to celebrate here tonight.
No, tough loss here this evening. It was from the very beginning, that big 31-yard touchdown pass right over the middle, play action to start off that first drive for the Cardinals. After that, what was it, a fumble? Or no, excuse me, punt blocked that put them right there on that 6-yard line. Then they punch it in right again. You're down 14 points with 2 minutes gone. That's not how you want to start homecoming.
No, it just kind of unraveled on the Bobcats. But there were some highlights. There were some things that did come up that were good. And we're going to start off with the sweet play of the game. And it came late in that game. And it came from an underclassman, sophomore Aiden Smitherman. So our sweet play of the game presented by Lily May Chocolate. Hand dipped since 1939. Here you see it coming down off the bounce, but Smitherman's able to keep it from getting to the turf. And again, that was your Lily May Chocolate sweet play of the game. Handmade, hand dipped since 1939. Always open at lilymaychocolate.com.
You know, I got my mom Lily May chocolates for her birthday for the first time last year. She, every time now, comes to Marshalltown, stops by Lily May's. It's so good.
Oh, that's true across the board. My stepmom, who lives in Nebraska, does the same thing. I try to entice her to move back to Marshalltown by saying Amy's hiring. She almost bit, but not quite. But, yeah, I have to have my own rule because I'm there showing people it so often that I can only get something if my family's with me. Otherwise, I would be eating pounds and pounds of Lily May chocolate week in and week out.
Well, if you just want to buy something, you can always just put it in the newsroom for me, and I will take care of it for you.
My wife's the only one worth that kind of money from me. So maybe next time.
All right.
But when we come back, we will have the Calvin Rocket player of the game, along with Zach will hook us up with the stats of this one. Not real pretty for the Bobcats, to be honest, but we'll look at those. And when we come back in the Bobcat locker room, Calvin Rocket player of the game, stats, and recap. You are watching Bobcat football on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated, and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Sign up now for the Bowling League at Wayward Social in Marshalltown. So enjoy that like you did so many times in the past. Also enjoy their outdoor patio, gutter point patio and bar for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. Daily lunch specials each Tuesday through Friday. Happy hours from 3 to 6 p.m. Also Tuesday through Friday. It's a great place to meet your friends after work. Whether it's bowling, dining, the arcade, or your favorite beverage, Wayward Social is the place for you on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is brought to you by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Pence Appliance and TV. For sales and service of everything appliance, come see the Pence team. Wayward Social. The place for bowling, games, food, and more. Wells Fargo Advisors. Marshalltown. Sports Plus. Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
And now it's time for our Calvin Rocket Player of the Game. And it was a tough night. It really was. There aren't a lot of stats that just jump off the page for you, but we had a young man, did get 3 receptions. 3 receptions for 27 yards was one of Jacob Hayes' favorite targets. And he was put in an unenviable position of being the backup punter. That's a really tough position to be. So our Calvin Rocket Player of the Game is senior number 4, Caleb Kusero.
It took him a little bit to figure out the punting there, but towards the end he had a couple of good punts that did set up the Cardinals in the worst field position they had all night, plus the couple catches. He had a few more thrown his way. Just, sometimes the ball doesn't fall your way.
So, again, our Calvin Rocket Player of the Game is senior Caleb Kusero. And the great thing is Calvin Rocket Bar and Grill Marshalltown, open for dine-in, patio, or to-go. And I know Garrett always has some pretty great specials on there as well. Go check them out. When we come back, I see Coach Adam Goodman on his way up. We'll have Coach, and we'll be able to talk to him a little bit about this game and see where the Bobcats go moving forward. You're watching the Bobcat Locker Room Report here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
Hey Bobcats, this is Garrett with Calvin Rocket. I'm happy to partner up with KFJB and continue the tradition of Bobcat Player of the Week. Follow us on social media for all your Calvin favorites, news specials, and exciting news that's coming down the road. Stop on in and give us a try. We're open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., and starting September 10th, we'll be open on Sundays for the start of the NFL season. We'll see you at Calvin Rocket, and go Bobcats.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
And we're back here in the Bobcat Locker Room Report here with Coach Adam Goodman. Definitely not the result you wanted here tonight, but it also seemed you were playing a little bit shorthanded. What was it like out there tonight, playing shorthanded, trying to get up for it, but it just didn't go your way?
Yeah, we had some guys sick and banged up and all that, and, we can make excuses for ourselves all night long. But, the fact of the matter is our effort wasn't there, and that's on me.
So you start out the game, big passing touchdown on defense, and then you get the block punt, let up another touchdown. What's the message to the team being down 2 scores kind of right off the bat like that?
Well, it's the same message every single week. Bad things are going to happen. It's just a matter of how you respond to them. And if you let that get to you, even more bad things are going to start to happen, and it's not going to end. So we got to have short memories, and we talk about it a lot. And, we're in a tough situation right now, so it's going to be a real test moving forward.
And we'll keep it short for you here tonight, but this upcoming week, it's Ottumwa. It's going down there. It's always meaningful for you going down there. But how do you go from where you saw it on the kid's face, you can see it on your face, tonight was nothing that you wanted it to be? How do you get them ready to be able to take that bus next Friday and be competitive?
Yeah, I think it starts in practice. We talked to them at halftime, kind of challenge them and kind of challenge them to dig deep and find some heart and some effort and all that. And, we talked about how, we were a little lackadaisical in practice at times this week, and, we can't afford that. We can't have it. If we're not at our best consistently and every single day, then things like that are going to happen.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Coach Goodvin. And next Friday, hope for a better result.
Absolutely.
And you're watching the Bobcat Locker Room Report. When we come back, we'll wrap things up and preview a little bit of Ottumwa for next week. You're watching Bobcat Locker Room Report on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
The Marshalltown YMCA-YWCA is a place for everyone, no matter their age or background. We strive to create a facility that is welcoming and inviting to all. We offer a gym, 2 pools, the latest in exercise and strength training equipment, and a running track. We also offer youth and adult sports leagues, CrossFit, swim lessons, preschool and childcare, group exercise classes, and more. We're more than a gym. We're a community where friendships are made and lives are improved every day. Visit ymca-ywca.org or stop by for a tour.
Looking at the bright lights over Leonard Cole Field, Bobcats had their lights turned off. Lose to the Cardinals 45-0. But we want to, of course, thank Marshalltown YMCA-YWCA for sponsoring that post-game interview with Coach Adam Goodvin. YMCA-YWCA is great for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibilities. Now we turn our page to looking at the Central Bank Regional Scoreboard update, really focusing on East Marshall and West Marshall, and then what else is going on around the state.
Yeah, so East Marshall, they lost to Grundy Center 49-0. West Marshall, they lead Vinton-Shellsburg 45-21. Hampton-Dumont Cal leads Nevada 24-21 with 2 minutes left in that game. Colo-Nesco defeats Collins-Maxwell.
There we
wow,
go.
A lot of scoring there in the second half. 46-26. It was like 8-6 at halftime. And Waukee leads Des Moines Valley 24-15. They've got about 6 minutes left in that quarter, or in the fourth quarter from the last time we got an update. Ankeny leads Johnston 16-7 with 3 minutes left in that game. And Ames was leading Roosevelt 20-0 at halftime. Oh, and a new one, Justin Glidden Ralston defeats Baxter 42-32.
And we don't want to go a day without thanking Brooksy back at the studio. He gave us score updates all night long and even started the game with an encouraging text for Zach and I being in our seats for the first time. Brooksy, appreciate you. You're a fantastic person. Whatever Todd pays you, I'm telling him right now he needs to double it because, Brooks, you're worth it for sure. So when we come back, we're going to do the final wrap-up in the locker room report. We'll look at Ottumwa. We'll say thank you for hanging out with us. Marshalltown loses 45-0 on homecoming. You're watching the Bobcat Locker Room Report here on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
We got to sell more.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Can he get to him? Wade throws late over the middle field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
And we're back with final thoughts here from Leonard Coalfield. Again, the Bobcats lose on homecoming, 45-0. There is volleyball tournament in Waterloo. Hopefully the Bobcats can get a win there on this weekend. There's swim and dive here locally as well. So Bobcats still have a chance to get some victories.
Cross country's in action tomorrow as
Cross
well.
country's in action. Boys golf already won this week, so there are some wins on the table for the Bobcats during homecoming week. Just sadly, the Marshalltown football game is not one of them. Next week, I'll be back in the side saddle doing color as Brandon Lewis will come back from Colorado unless Coach Prime suits him up and he just lives in Boulder. I've seen him run. I don't think that'll be an issue. So Brandon will be back doing play-by-play, and Zach, a sidekick, will turn back into Zach Estat, and Jarrett Heil has his jersey's been taken from him as this is his stat night will come to an end so Zach can get back into that stat piece. But next week, we're traveling down to Ottumwa, 6:30 pregame, 7:30 game. Hopefully the Bobcats can get the claws into it and get a win there. But I want to thank everybody here tonight for a great broadcast, great team around us. I want to thank our camera crews. Keith Stewart and Joe Cornwell did a terrific job giving you some fantastic shots here tonight, along with KFJB radio producer Jeff Brooks, pay him twice. Stats, our very famous and wonderful volunteer, Jarrett Heil, our KFJB-TV producer, Mr. Todd Steinkamp, Zach, a sidekick, Zach Tomesch. I'm Dylan Doze. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week on Thursday for the Coaches Show and on Friday for Bobcat football down in Ottumwa. Thank you very much, and have a great night, Marshalltown.